Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of the Splash HD weekend event. Today we have Spyro 1, any percent, no ballooner skip, which is NBS. No ballooner skip will be described as we go through the run, but until then we've got 3 races, our very first 3-way on the channel. Safe for work of course, nothing crazy. We have 3 races, combined time, so all 3 runners will do 3 races. We'll add all the times together, whoever's got the best time wins. On the racing side, we have 2Chaimz, Cameron, and Groxu. These runners are extremely close on the leaderboards. I want to say 10-20 seconds apart for their PBs. Extremely impressive, and I think it's going to be a really good show today. On the comms side, I have T-Bone and Green Soul. T-Bone, if you want to introduce yourself first.
Hey, I am T-Bone. T-Bone is live on Twitch and in the Spyro community as well, and I am happy to join us today. And I'm being joined for the first time by one of our previous runners and one of our previous winners of Brash HD, and that is Green Soul. So, Green Soul, welcome as well.
Hello, as T-Bone just introduced me.
Yeah.
I'm another fellow Spyro runner, also a moderator of leaderboards. And yeah.
And he's also got a better time than the 3 runners today, so boom. Roasted. Got him.
You got to put them in their place early on. Open
Put them in
doors.
their place.
Open the door, aggressive, love it. Yeah,
I'll be the one to judge the game.
That's why Green Soul's here judging today instead of running. He's above them now.
I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, Green has the insight. Green, how do you think the runners will do today?
I've just seen Cameron practicing 120, so I don't know what to think about that. Yeah, otherwise, I don't really know. All 3 runners have a PB of 32 minutes. They're actually very close to each other.
They're
like
actually within 10 seconds. It's 2Chaimz 32:27, Cameron 32:35, and then Groxu 32:37. So 10 seconds just separate them on their PBs.
Yeah, by numbers I would go for Chaimz, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's a combined time of 3 races.
And they're all within date, like, because Chaimz submitted his this week, so did Cameron, so did Groxu. So it's not like, you know, if someone like Bobby was running in his PBs 4 months ago, you know. These guys have been running recently, and they have PBs recently. So it's going to be very exciting and hopefully very close as we watch all 3 runners on the screen at the same time.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to today's event. We're actually going to be switching over to the runner's screen super quick.
Let's get as we see the new runner screen.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that, that's sexy.
I know.
Can I say that on Twitch? I said it on
Of course,
Twitch.
yeah. So this layout was made like 2 weeks ago. We wanted to schedule a 3-way race a little bit ago. Couldn't get it done, but here we are now. All right, gonna give the countdown to the runners, and we'll be kicking off. If you guys want to start describing NBS and just kind of saying what the category is all about while I do that, that'd be great.
Sure, I can do that. So this is Spyro 1 any percent NBS. Any percent because we are trying to complete the game as fast as possible. Time starts when they start the game. Time ends when they defeat Gnasty Gnork at the end of Nasty's world. NBS.
T-Bone, what does NBS mean?
NBS stands for No Balloonist Skip. So there is a separate any percent category that utilizes a trick that we call Balloonist Skip. It allows you in the Peacemaker's homeworld, or Peacekeeper's homeworld, to get out of bounds in a really crazy way, and it's actually really hard and not fun to look at over and over again. But you can get outside to a developer's portal that was left into the game, which allows you to just go to the final level, final homeworld rather, and then you just beat the last 3 levels. And so the any percent run is like 6 minutes, right? Something like that.
Yeah, 6 minutes loadless.
Yeah. And so the runners have already started as we're doing the explanation. You see they're all going in the sunny flight. We're going to see lots of flight levels today. We're going to see all of the flight levels today, which is...
Yeah, that's actually it's a route that has been developed like half a year ago or something. I don't remember.
Green Soul developed the route. He's being modest. He was really the first one to implement Sunny Flight into the route. So we'll just once again dunk on the runners because Green Soul's here.
That's one way to say it, but the route I did, which I first got a 32 with,
Where
it wasn't really that much optimized.
no, but it was. So this route has been developed even over the last year since I've been in the community. We have shaved minutes off the PB, I think, in the last year, just by new routes, new tech that we'll see today that Toasted Cat has pioneered, who is the world record holder in this category, with keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, he deserves all the credit.
But
So what we're gonna see is the runners are going to go for an animation skip. They're going to try fly into the wall into the red gem. And Groxu got it. CameronVengenz got it as well. They
and
all
Cam got it. So that's how close this is. They're basically in the same spot in the runs. Look at that, 141, 139, 139. That's amazing. Coming out of that first level.
Instead of exiting level, they just guidebooked back to artisans because it's faster.
Yeah, so they're going to see a lot of like small optimization like that, because something like that, guide booking out instead of exiting, saves a couple seconds. But when you're near the top of the leaderboard, like those couple seconds matter. And as you can see, again, as the loadless times of pause for all three runners, they're pretty much the same. So they're all very consistent as well. We might not see much separation between the runners and the timers. We might see a little bit on screen because I think Groxu is a slightly faster computer. But I don't think we're going to see much separation in the times, which is very exciting, I think. Something we haven't... We've had close races, but not so close that they're the same on the screen like this constantly. So we'll see if they can keep that up.
They will most likely be leaving artisans within a second of each other.
Yeah. So can you tell us about this first homeworld, Green, and what they're trying to accomplish in the first homeworld, and why?
Yeah, the goal in the first homeworld is basically to collect 10 dragons. We're not gonna do much more than that, except for Sunny Flight because of easy 300 gems.
Right.
But the more gem-heavy levels are naturally later in the game.
Right. The way that the game designers laid out Spyro 1 is you have these gems, smaller gems in the early levels. So these levels have, I think, 400 gems each, maybe. But it's either 300 and 400, right? Oh, so even some of them are less. Like, gosh, who has Dark Hollow, which we won't see, has like 200 gems or something like that. But
I don't even know how many gems Stonehill has.
I don't even know either.
Know that.
But they're not really, because you can see here they have 300 gems and 3, but 300 from Sunny Flight, so they're not really going for gems. It's just for the dragons. They'll get gems incidentally, and there's a couple of big gems here at the top. These 10s, and that 5 that Groxu just grabbed. Woo!
Oh.
Yeet! Groxu got yeeted. Let's see if CameronVengenz gets yeeted. Oh, CameronVengenz aborted it. That's interesting.
Charged a bit early.
I think he was trying to prevent the yeet. Oh yeah. Oh, he was just trying to get the right early. So, little mistake by CameronVengenz, going to put him behind Groxu and Cameron, who are neck and neck here. So with the balloonists, and since this is NBS, no balloonist skip, the balloonists in each homeworld have a requirement in order to allow you to progress to the next homeworld. So as we mentioned, the first homeworld is 10 dragons, and so that's all they're doing is getting 10 dragons and a couple of gems, and then they're going to run to the balloonists, which you're going to see Groxu do right now.
Cameron is actually ahead.
Yeah.
By 4 seconds.
Something really interesting to note too is a little bit of a backstory to the runners. Cam is actually recovering from his second vaccine shot this morning and joined the VC sounding like a dead man. So, and even in the last event, when it was Spyro to 100 and less, I had my second jab, and I ended up winning that race. So if there is some consistency here, maybe Cam comes out with everything, you know, who knows?
We'll see. Maybe the shot's magic. As Cam will take a slight lead going into the Peacekeeper's homeworld.
Yeah.
But
a few tenths of a second.
Yeah. I think he's got a couple seconds, but a couple seconds is nothing. That's one bonk, you know. One having to go back and get a gem, or you know, one hit by an enemy. That's that time. It's nothing.
And hopefully we will see CameronVengenz coming back a bit.
Actually, now it's even again.
And not exactly, but yeah.
Well, you can see CameronVengenz. He missed one trick and it cost him 15 seconds.
Yeah, to be fair, fairy proxy is not something that you missed in a run. If you know where to stand and where to look.
Yeah, he was just trying to prevent the eat, I think. And he just went too early. So, you know, stuff like that happens.
Maybe it's just nervous.
It'll in a race environment, I think the most interesting thing is what happens when something goes wrong, because they can't reset. So, you know, something like what happened to 2Chaimz, if you're running and try to do a PB, you just reset over that, right? Missing the fairy proxy. Because it's,
but you also gotta improvise and adapt to what happens. For example, I remember I think it was any percent NMS trifecta, I missed the jump to the last dragon in Dry Canyon. So I decided to go for the last one in Clifftown instead.
Right.
That was back when we did another route.
Yeah. So it's more interesting, I think, when the runners mess up, because it's inevitable that most likely they're going to mess up. We might see PBs today, we might not. You can see that 2Chaimz timer is red because he's behind his PB. And Groxu going for the first fly-in skip of the run.
And he got it on the first frame.
Got it. Let's see. Does Cameron get it as well? Cameron took 3 frames, but he did it. Nice. And so that skips an animation. Some of the levels, Spyro does this long flying animation to land into the level. And you can see 2Chaimz tried it as well, and 2Chaimz got it as well. So great job, all 3 runners. There's a long flying animation, but the timer's running when you're not on a loading screen. So skipping that flying animation, what, saves 4 or 5 seconds? It's like it's a significant time save. All things
depends
considered.
on the level.
Yeah.
The runners.
But I know this level, Clifftown, has a very long. You like Spyro flies up real high, and they do like an overshot view of the level while he's doing it. So it does take a lot of time.
Yeah, if you get this flying skip perfectly, it saves like 5 seconds.
So very, very nice for Groxu, and the other 2 did it as well. And Grox with the swag roll, my favorite trick in the run. Let's see. And Cameron as well. It's just my favorite trick. It's not every runner does it, but I love to see it.
Which one do you mean?
The swag roll at the top of Clifftown.
Oh yeah, I do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't come up with it. I actually copied it from what's her name? Emmeline, I think, who held the 120 world record for like 1 day. When it was 118.
We're gonna see all 3 runners go into the second flight level now. So we're already, you know, we're cruising here. 6 minutes in, second flight level. And these flight levels early on are important because the balloonist in this homeworld, the Peacekeeper's homeworld, requires 1,200 gems to be rescued or retrieved. I don't remember what word he uses, before he allows you to go on to the next homeworld. And so, night flight, another 300 gems, takes about a minute to do.
Yeah, and interestingly, by the point we get there, the runners already will have like 1,600 gems.
Right. Yeah, so that's an interesting thing. You would think, oh, if I just need the minimum of 1,200, then I would just get 1,200 and leave, right? But, you know, we also have to account for later requirements. And at the end, you know, 3 homeworlds from now, it's required to have 6,000 gems by the time you leave. And so anytime a runner can get extra gems, and that's why instead of leaving this homeworld with 1,200, they'll leave with 1,600. because they still got to play levels to get gems and dragons. They can't just run to the end.
Yeah, all goals have to be considered. Dragons, eggs, gems. Flight levels make up a good chunk of the run.
Right.
There's 5
good chunk of the gem count because it's 1,500 gems overall.
Yeah, it's
5 levels.
It's a quarter of what you need.
Quarter of what you need, but it takes 5 minutes probably in your run. You're about a minute for each, a little less than that on the later flight levels.
Yeah, even less. Wild flight is just 47 seconds.
Yeah. You can see here 1:03 for Cameron. I didn't catch what Groxu got. And Chain's there again, 1:03.
Oh, nice.
So we are about to see all 3 runners enter their first boss level. They're just going to say hi to Dr. Shemp. They're not going to fight him, unfortunately. We don't fight very many bosses in NBS because the bosses are slow. We will fight 2 of them, plus Nasty, right? Or 3 of them, I guess. Metalhead. Yeah, Metalhead. Metalhead, Blowhard, and what's his name?
Jacques.
There we go.
Jacques.
Jacques. Especially these early bosses, we don't even go to Toasty at all. And here, we're just here to collect some gems and a dragon. Because there's lots of good gems, so if you're unfamiliar with the Spyro games, you can see there's different colored gems that they're picking up. The red gems are worth 1 gem, the green gems are 2, the blue ones in Spyro 1 are 5, the gold ones are 10, and then you'll occasionally see some purple ones, which are 25. So you won't see the runners go out of their ways for 1s and 2s for the reds and greens, but you will see them go out of their way for red and blues, for blues and golds. Mostly purples. And so that's basically what this level is for, is there's lots of 5s and 10s that are easy to get to and really close by. So they go for it.
Right. And we already see Groxu entering Ice Cavern, a level which is mainly visited for it having 5 ranks.
Alright.
And also a few gems, of course.
Definitely some gems, but there's 3 dragons they collect in this level, right? 4.
5.
5. Oh gosh, why did I? You said 5 too, and I'm like, what? I'm counting in my head. But yeah, lots of dragons in this level. Very easy to get to. Just the way this level's laid out. See, the level designers, thought about, let's do exploration. So there's lots of little side paths to go down, but the main path, pretty short.
Yeah, it's very linear.
Very linear. And so the runners won't go down the side paths at all. They're just going to go run dragon to dragon to dragon, grabbing some gems in the way. There's a gold there from Groxu, a blue there. As I'm watching Groxu, who is on the lead on the screen. But Cameron's on the lead on the timer.
3 Spyros. I must be going insane.
Right. And they're all different colors, too.
Now we actually missed the opportunity to have one of them green, the other one red, and the last one blue. Like if we would have teams in a relay race or something.
Cameron's just boring and wants to use regular Spyro. I think he's got the glasses on though, right? Yeah, he's got the sunglasses, Spyro. See, Chainz is my guy. I run Gold Spyro too, because Gold Spyro for gold splits.
Well, if it works.
That's what I tell myself. All right.
It's golds if you play very close to them.
Yeah, right. Well, I need gold still.
So we have Groxu leading Peacekeepers at 10:35. Cameron leading it at 10:33. And CameronVengenz at 10:45.
Chainz has got some time back. Chainz was down 15 after peacekeeper or artisans. Now he's only down 10.
Yeah, he's
So,
slowly
still
closing in.
extremely close, which is really awesome to see here. You see Groxu, and you'll see Cameron and ChaimZ do it as well. It's this animation skip to collect these dragon eggs. So you may have noticed that they have to collect these eggs occasionally. And the animation skip is they just jump when they flame, so that they collect the egg in the air. If you are on the ground when you collect that egg, there's a long collection animation that you have to do. Groxu gets the second egg as well. Actually, that's his fourth egg, sorry. Second egg in the level. And you can see here they're using these... Ooh, Cameron missed the thief, but that's okay, because there's a backup.
Yeah, it's the one in Alpine.
Yep. So we'll see if ChaimZ can get it. ChaimZ gets it. So, you know, there's 6 viable thieves in the route, so that's, you know, helpful. If you miss one like that one, you can just go get the other one.
And yeah, now people might be wondering why the runners ignoring Alpine Ridge. You will see they're actually doing them in. I don't know. I can't speak today. They're doing high caves first, and then they're gonna use the supercharge to get some enemies in the home world, and then they're gonna do Alpine, and and after that they can guidebook back to high caves.
Right. So this is kind of where the advent of KVM strats, which is keyboard and mouse. I think all 3 of them use keyboard and mouse for certain strats. They're certainly routed that way on purpose. So you'll see them a little bit here on this first supercharge.
Yeah,
we'll use a little bit of KVM
off the string
to carry this supercharge ramp throughout the rest of the level. And this is just to grab some chests that take longer animations. So with the keyboard and mouse, with the mouse, you can do very tight turns. Didn't quite get all of it. We'll see if Cameron can. You'll see these very tight turns that you can kind of do on controller, but not as well as you can do it with the mouse. All right, and we're going to see Groxu now use some of the supercharged strats here. They carry the supercharge to pick up a bunch of gems and a bunch of enemies all at once. Use that to run on that to Alpine Ridge here. We'll give Cameron a shot here as well. See if his is smoother. So running through all the enemies, you know, not stopping for the fan chest, because when you have supercharge, you can just break chest. Oh, a little bonk there. And ChaimZ as well.
Yeah,
supercharging
nice with keyboard and mouse. That's something that's really broke some speedruns in the game. Like it made really difficult routes possible for 120, especially.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to see all 3 runners. This level's running on global cycles, so they're going to have to be fast. Let's see if Groxu can. Yes, he beat the stair cycle. Nice. That's a very tough cycle to beat. And I don't think Cameron's going to beat it because he had to go back to that gem.
Yeah, he's gonna wait a few seconds for the next one.
Yeah. Just didn't make it. So you saw the difference there as Groxu got it on his first attempt. These wizards are moving platforms and things, and they're on global cycles. And if you're late, you have to wait for them to bring down the obstacle. So here, ChaimZ gets it. Nice. You see ChaimZ and Cameron are pretty much the same spot and the same time on the screen. Oof. So we'll do a time check coming out of this level to see just exactly where these runners are.
Yeah, I hope Cameron doesn't forget the thief, the backup.
Yeah. So one of the backup thieves over here, and it's a bit of an annoying thief to get. There is a sound trigger you have to like listen to the thief during a sound animation, because during his laugh he'll run, but if he's between his laugh he won't run.
That's I would have never guessed.
Let's see.
It's actually something that Lackluster found
Oh
out.
no, Cam missed the thief as well. There is still one more to get in the next level. Or he might just go and stop and get this thief in the middle of after the hike, you know. He didn't guidebook the high caves either.
Oh, he's gonna get.
He must be going
for the thief again. Yes.
Yeah. So you would normally guidebook the high caves there, which you saw CameronVengenz and Groxu do, but Cam needed the thief. So, and he missed the strong chest as well. Is he gonna go back for it? Yeah. He's gonna have to. I mean, their gem routes are just so tight that missing a gem like that is huge. You can see for Cameron, it's more worth it for him to go back than to improvise the gems.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. So, Grox. Yep. So Groxu and CameronVengenz might actually be running neck and neck. We'll see when they come out this level. I got distracted by Cameron messing up.
Right. Groxu's going for another supercharge.
Yep, using some supercharge strats. You can see these really tight turns to grab some gems. Oh.
Ooh.
Groxu's going to have to start his charge again. So let's see if CameronVengenz can get it all on the first try. He is using the keyboard and mouse as well.
Can we have some bonks and shit?
Let's see. CameronVengenz gets it nice. He's going to break all of them. Oh. Just got bumped up at the end there. So, all three runners struggling with the supercharge strats. Supercharge strats are not easy and they're not free. You know. So CameronVengenz is going to come up here. CameronVengenz. Grab Lucas. Jump down, grab this last thief, which is his 5th egg. And then jump down one more time for the last dragon this level 2. Alright.
Did
so
Cameron die?
Cameron having some trouble again with the supercharge strats. He's trying to get these enemies because, you know, they drop 5 gems and 10 gems. Ooh. So all three runners having trouble with the supercharge strats here. And this is what we were talking about kind of at the beginning of the run. It's like what do the runners do when they make a mistake? You know. In this case we see Cameron just kind of go back and try again each time. Ooh, ow. Lucas still strikes again.
How the turntables. CameronVengenz was 15 seconds behind after Artisans, and now he's in the first place.
Yep. You can see Groxu there having some trouble here having lots of trouble here in Crystal Flight. We'll see. So, you know, CameronVengenz and Groxu both did it. They did a turnaround at the beginning to get all the planes in one shot. So the planes are on a weird cycle. Groxu's going to have to go out of his way to get that last plane now.
Yeah, I would
say
he'll
do a little improvising. We'll see how well he knows the flight level. This is an opportunity here for CameronVengenz to take a decent lead for the first time in this run. He can just nail the rest of Crystal Flight.
I would say the main problem runners generally have with planes is the flame hitbox.
Maybe Groxu's not going to lose any time after all. The plane was in this perfect spot. So you're going to see Cameron, if you didn't notice it on CameronVengenz and Groxu, Cameron is going to do an immediate turnaround at the end of the level to grab the first 2 arches and then grab all 8 planes. So, little turnaround there. Get the planes, do another turnaround, and then hopefully get the rest of these planes with no issue. The planes are a little finicky in the last one, immune to the flame. Sometimes the planes are just immune to the flames and you don't know why.
You missed the last plane.
Well, it still lit up red. It lit up as if it was like resisting like the flame, like it was made of metal. So I think that's actually
because the flame hitbox is just awful in comparison to OG.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the hitbox is off. I think also it's kind of a glitch because the planes do light up when that happens, as if you flame them, but they don't actually get destroyed. So
they light up because they are close to the flame.
Yep. So Cameron losing a couple seconds there. So CameronVengenz is in the lead by a good 10 seconds now.
Yeah, they're now in Blowhard.
Yep.
And the route for this category is almost exactly as if we would completely do it in 120. We almost collect everything except for like 7 gems.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot.
This is a very nice gem where the gems are very dense and close by. So I think this is probably one of the like the top levels as for the runs is these gems are all really close by and they're all big. There's all these 10s that Groxu's collecting. You see ChaimZ is collecting some 5s and 10s.
Yeah, it's a small level with a lot in it.
Yep. They'll come here, another 10, 2 5s. Groxu's just going to beat up Blowhard real quick and collect the 10 gems and the 25 that drops from him and done.
18 flat.
And ChaimZ took a death there. I always have trouble with these moving platforms, so Groxu's going to take the lead again. I didn't see what ChaimZ did. But that's unfortunate. So that'll give Cameron a chance to catch up to ChaimZ. And Groxu again to take the lead. So this is back and forth. All 3 runners have had the lead at one point in this race. So I don't know, we can get some hype in chat for that. That's pretty awesome. They keep trading the leads.
My money is on Groxu.
See, if Groxu can stay consistent, but Groxu's propensity to show off. If he misses a trick, he's stubborn. He's going to go back and do it. He's not going to like accept missing something. So we'll see. If he misses a jump, if he does something, if he misses a supercharged strat in treetops, he's probably going to go back and do it all over again rather than just live with the mistake.
Cameron is having a bit of trouble with the spring chests.
Yep. We are already into our 4th homeworld, which is the Beastmaker's homeworld. So Groxu with about a 17-second lead on ChaimZ. And we'll see what happens when Cameron enters the level in. Still very close, because, ChaimZ was down by 15 and then was ahead, and then was down again. And Terrace Village is a sneaky level that can just, get you with these cycles on these electrified floors. If you're off just a little bit, you might have to wait for them or damage abuse through them. And we'll see what happens when Groxu gets there, and ChaimZ as well. And we're going to see Cameron. Cameron is going to be almost a minute behind. See Groxu. Oh, he's going to wait. So he decided to play it safe there.
Oh, no,
a little
ChaimZ
unlike
doing
him.
The jump.
ChaimZ
That jump
doing
can be difficult on higher frame rates.
Yep.
Because sometimes the auto hover is not as reliable as you would want it to be.
So ChaimZ to wait for the electrified floor as well. And see Groxu just cleaning up the level for some gems. Although having a little bit of trouble just kind of locating his spots. All right. So
Maybe he had a 120 road in mind.
Maybe. So a little bit of chance for ChaimZ and Cameron to get a little time back if they're not waiting for things.
And yeah.
Oh, Cam is just not having luck this run. We've seen these races in the past that once you start making mistakes start to compound. You get frustrated. Like, you've made mistakes in these races, Green. How do you feel when that happens?
I never had much trouble with it because I could keep calm. I don't know. I just kept playing consistently. I can't really remember a huge mistake I made in a race.
No, I mean you've been pretty good at winning the races by not making mistakes. We'll see here. Groxu is up in Wild Flight, as is ChaimZ.
Maybe just a one time in Dry Canyon when I fell down.
Yeah, you had fallen down. You were racing, I think, Cat, right? Who was the top in the category. Fell down, had to go through again. No.
Oh, that was another race.
I don't know. Just been so many races I've been a part of at this point. They all blend together after a while.
Groxu is about to finish Wild Flight, the shortest of the flight levels.
Yep. Looks like he had no trouble with that. Didn't quite get the animation skip. Needed to be a little bit further over to the left, I think. But
47.1.
That's still a great time. Still a great time. It's a 47-second commitment for 300 gems. And that's why we do the flight levels.
Yeah, this is the most time efficient.
All right, Groxu going for another fly and skip, and yeah, look at that. Misty Bog. Misty Bog's another one of those levels where the fly-in is very long. But here he's on the ground. So you can see Groxu do a little bit of a damage abuse to go out of bounds, to land on that rock to jump to the back of the level. And then these hogs are snipers, and they can hit you out of the air, but he handled it well. Very nice. So right now the runners are kind of preparing for the final balloonist requirements. To get out of Beastmakers, it requires 50 dragons. So they're all in the 40s at this point. There's not very many dragons left, but once they get the last dragon, they won't be collecting any more dragons, except for like one in Nasty's world, which you have to.
Yeah, but the one in Metalhead will be the last they have to collect for
Yep.
Meme Reavers.
So it'll be after Treetops. You can see here, this level, Misty Bog is dangerous. You see Groxu's taking some hits. He's down to a green spark. These enemies are brutal. CameronVengenz will go ahead, hit the out of bounds. Very nice. Let's see, make sure the hogs don't get him. Yep, he's going to do the safe thing and come to the side. Because those hogs are relentless. Let's see, and Cameron does not get the fly and skip either, so. But all the three runners are on the same level again, which is cool to see, I think. And so you see here that, as we kind of alluded to earlier, you can see the gems are just more consistently bigger in these later levels than they are in the earlier levels. And that's why in the Artisan's Homeworld they're not really collecting any gems, or even much in the Peacekeepers, to be honest. It's really the later levels where they really start ramping up gem collection.
Yeah, but they're taking what they can get on the way.
Cameron, very nice. Let's see if he can also defend himself against the hogs. Ooh, that was close. He didn't even get the last hog, but you can see those hogs are relentless. That hog was right there on his butt as he tried to climb the stairs.
He was going for it. And James actually died. I didn't see what happened. Or maybe he just wanted to reset Sparks.
He might have just reset Sparks. I think he did that on purpose. Intentional death, take a couple seconds. No big deal. So we're going to see Groxu go ahead and utilize some supercharged strats in this level with the keyboard and mouse very shortly, as he is entering Treetops.
Treetops is actually, on this route at least, the hardest level. Because there's a lot of keyboard and mouse supercharging.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to see here, he's going to collect this dragon Lyle. And then he's going to start abusing the supercharge ramp here. First, he'll use it just a moment to get this speed up, grab all these gems. He's going to jump down.
And now turn around
here to break the chest. Oh, he missed the chest. Come back a second time. And then rescue Isaac.
And now he's going to charge. Sorry. So now he's going to charge all the way to the end of the level.
Yep.
And he's going to keep the supercharge. Oh, he
ooh, not quite. So, and he doesn't have sparks, so you have to be careful. This is going to slow him down a little bit with gem collection. But yeah, he's going to use the supercharge here. He's going to do a trick here where you kind of jump back on the ramp again in order to get the speed barrier to give Spyro enough speed to get this last jump. Didn't quite get to take the supercharge all the way around. Got to chase the thief.
Yeah, he didn't want to risk it.
Yeah. But he will be able to get sparks back at least, so his gem collection's better. Use the fan check to collect those last bit of gems. And he's going to take an intentional death. Because there's one more dragon in this level that he wants to collect. So this will bring him back over here to not Lyle, but what's his name? I don't remember. Ooh.
Oh,
And that's a tough turnaround. Need to have the right amount of speed to get across that ramp. And what he's doing is trying to get across that ramp to get to that little island. Just beyond the distance.
The turnaround
There
itself
we go.
isn't hard. He just needs to make enough distance before jumping.
Yep. And we'll go ahead and get the last Dragon Jed. Collect these last couple gems on this island, and then that's that. So, a death right there is a chance for 2Chaimz and Cameron to get a little time back on Groxu, if they can play it perfectly. Ooh, 2Chaimz had to jump twice, so he didn't get the speed boost in the right time. But luckily he recognized he didn't have it. 2Chaimz a little bit more successful with the... maybe not, he missed the thief, but a little bit more successful with the speed charge. And we'll see Cameron's going to try the same thing in just a moment. Let's see if he's more successful than Groxu and 2Chaimz were. Chaimz. I keep saying 2Chaimz. I want to say it, but I was informed he's actually pronounced Chains. Let's see, can Cameron carry the supercharge all the way through? Very nice. See, almost beating the thief to the island. Very clean supercharging. Didn't quite get the thief though, but that'll catch him. That'll catch him back up with the other two. All right, and Groxu has entered Metalhead. Metalhead. The last level, we're going to see a dragon for a while. It's the last one we intentionally collect, for the requirements. Lots of gems in here too.
Yeah, especially at the boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
From all the enemies.
Yep. So say hi to Siddiqui. Second to last dragon, they're going to collect this run.
And say hi to Jankman.
Hi to Jankman. Why do we call him Jankman?
Because there's a lot that can happen. Things.
Right. There's just what by that means a lot that can go wrong that's out of your control. Enemies can get stuck. Gems can get stuck. Especially dangerous on 120 when gems can get stuck in weird places.
Also, Metalhead himself, he can weirdly spin around. Sometimes even into the swamp.
Sometimes he's immune to damage, even when you break all the stuff. Gems can despawn. Thank you, House. That's right. So it's just a perfectly designed level in a perfect game. That's for sure. All right. We are getting close to the end of the race. We're about 10 minutes away for these runners.
Yeah, we're not gonna see much of Dreamweavers, just 2 levels.
So Groxu in the Dreamweavers is going to get the last 800 or so gems within 2 levels and the homeworld. One of the levels is a flight level.
Looks good.
Gem count looks great. Let's see here. 2Chaimz had a little trouble with Metalhead, a little trouble with Jankman, and Cameron had a little trouble with Jankman as well. So did Groxu, so I think overall it's a net even. I think there might be some randomness in how those pylons are generated. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it's a pattern. So when the pylons are red,
manipulate it,
can't
but
break. Yeah.
it seems random to me.
Yeah, I think it's random. So when the pylons are red like that one, just stayed red forever. You cannot break them. You can see here Cameron just took damage from it because of it. But Metalhead can break them with his enemies. So, and very smooth on Groxu. Let's see if this cannon cooperates. Very nice. That magic cannon, sometimes you can just miss the enemies even though you're pointing right at them. It like homes onto the wrong one.
That cannon is a good example of when aimbot is too good.
Mm-hmm.
So now we see Groxu entering the last flight level, which is Icy Flight.
It's a
Another
very
300.
Yep, another 300. Very nice flight level. There is a couple of cycles you have to be aware of, which is the train. There's 4 trains moving along a track throughout the whole level. But the way we have timed the route is we encounter the trains going in reverse. Ooh, 2Chaimz got messed by the little thing there. He's going to go back and get his sparks. But blue butterfly, nice. The trains are moving globally. The helicopter people are kind of moving globally, but it's not a big deal to go up down. Ooh, one of the lighthouses did not light up. So that's going to throw Groxu's trains off a little bit. We'll see how he recovers. Luckily, the way this flight level is kind of laid out, it's not too hard to improvise. Like if your trains are in a different place, you just kind of have to improvise in the last section. Yeah, so he missed the first train he would have gotten because of that extra little turnaround. So we just got to be aware that these trains are out of order now. So he's got to get that one. He'll have to do something a little different here to get these last 2 trains. Ooh.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. So like he would get the trains and then fly around and get these helicopter dudes.
It's much easier to miss them because their hitbox is much smaller than they actually are.
Yeah, but all in all, not a bad flight. That's still, you know, just over a minute for 300 gems. Very nice. You see CameronVengenz here has just started the flight level as well. So if he doesn't miss the lighthouse, you'll see where the trains are actually supposed to have been. And you kind of get enough, you kind of get to see where Groxu would have done, what Groxu would have done instead, had he not missed the lighthouse. And so because of that, he'll encounter the first train over here, coming out of the tunnel right, no, maybe not, right there.
So Groxu is now in Jug.
Yep.
The last level where he actually needs to collect gems, and he's gonna go for. You will need to have 5,825 when he's going down the stairs to the boss fight. Because from the boss fight he gets 175, which will make those 6,000.
Yep. So, and hopefully he can get there with all the sparks intact too. Otherwise he has to pick up the gems manually. So hopefully Groxu has done his gem counting right. He's going to skip the dragon here. You know, if you're a newer runner, that's definitely a dragon you go get for safety. But if you're experienced like these folks are, you know, get right to it. And that island's not real. You can see Groxu just kind of headbutted his way through.
I think he's over-gemmed by like 20 or 25 gems.
Honestly, better to be over-gemmed than under-gemmed.
True.
So he'll go ahead and collect his last couple gems, step into the portal, see where Groxu is at.
I actually
Very
didn't
nice.
See CameronVengenz gem count.
I didn't catch his gem count either. We'll see Cameron as he also enters Jocks. He's in a great gem count. That's perfect.
Oh, another bonk.
The minimum you can come into the Jacks is like 5,660. So if you're above that, then you're in a good spot. And that's just making sure you get all the gems you need to get. All right, so Groxu entering in Ganasty's world. And the game changes a little bit now. So he's going to collect the last dragon here. Good old Delbin. That's the last dragon of the run. He's also not going to be collecting any more gems. The name of the game now is simply to step into the vortex at the end of the level. The only way to progress the next level in Ganasty's world is by stepping through those vortexes. So the goals of our runners change. They're not going to be collecting things. They're going to be ignoring the dragons that are in these levels. Going to be ignoring the gems. Like, you know, obviously they're going to collect gems incidentally, but they're not going for any gems at all. It's just simply straightest line as possible to the end of the level.
Yeah, for Knock Cove, it'll be interesting. We will see Groxu do a wall glide, which is not possible on the console versions.
No, it's not. Ooh. Oh, no.
Ooh, close.
Ooh, nice backup for Groxu. Alright, so you're going to stand on this rock, and what you can do on PC, and you're going to see Groxu probably try it, hopefully not too many times, is when Spyro flies into walls, the walls will raise his height up. You can see he's actually gliding up. But there we go. There we go. Second try. And so the wall glide trick allows you to get enough height to get over this wall that you normally couldn't get over. You saw Sam there.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah. He is a machine here. Cameron, 607. So
he's counting his bucks.
Very nice. All right. So that's it for Cove. So Twilight Harbor, there's a... I don't know if he's going to do it. I think he's going to do it. I don't see why he wouldn't. You can kind of take this back route here along some wooden posts. A little bit of a wall glide. Oh, a little bit of wall glide out of bounds. Very nice. Let's see. Yep. And that just skips a good part of the level. That's what Groxu did. So you're going to see ChaimZ here get the wall glide on the first try, right? Yeah.
I wonder how much that saves, the one in Twilight Harbor.
Don't know. And Groxu just demolished Twilight Harbor. So.
It looks like at least Groxu will end on a 33.
So we're going to see Groxu here go into the final level. I don't know if he can PB, but he's going to get close.
Cameron is struggling with the wall glide.
Yep. So you can see just exactly where the run can go wrong. All right, ChaimZ is going to do something similar to Groxu, if not the same thing. Getting the wall glide, getting out of bounds. So smooth, just demolishing Twilight Harbor. Twilight Harbor has been a level that has just been so crazy.
He's just
used to play the whole level, and then they're like, well, damage abuse to get around part of the level, and now they're just going out of bounds to get around pretty much the entire level.
Cameron, I believe in you.
All right. We're watching Groxu. He could get a PB here. He is close. Time to beat for him would be 33-37.
It's 32-37.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry. Never mind. I thought he was on a 33. My bad. All right, so no PB this time.
PC runners.
I thought. I don't know. I looked at it and I saw 33, and I was like, okay, great. But hey, coming in with even a minute of his PB. Hopefully that wall bonk. Oh no, a little bonk there cost him. He has to chase not Ripto, Ganasty again. So give ChaimZ a chance actually to win now. If ChaimZ can get everything on the first try. Because even though Groxu's ahead on screen, the timers are pretty close. So we'll see. You can see here, Cameron had to do a backup strat to try to get around Twilight Harbor, and it's just not going well for him. So Cameron will have a lot of ground to make up in the second and third race. All right, Groxu coming in for the final hit. Time is when he hits Ganasty.
Oh, it's not even 33.
No, because he took that bonk. Made him chase him twice. 34-04. Very nice job by
It was actually
Groxu. Can I get some GGs in chat?
GG for Groxu.
See if ChaimZ can actually come back and win this.
34-03.
Whew. Let's see ChaimZ coming in.
ChaimZ is actually gonna win this one.
As long as he doesn't make a misstep here. And ChaimZ with the come from behind victory in race number 1, 33-53.
And by just 10 seconds. That's how close it can be.
Yeah. What a huge victory for ChaimZ in game 1. So GG to both runners. We're going to watch Cameron clean it up. He'll be a little behind going the race too, but, you know, anything can happen. So it's not over yet.
It looks like a 35. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he just, as long as he gets everything on the first try, he should get in under 30, under 36. Couldn't get the fly-in skips with to watch the flying animation. But very nice. ChaimZ wins game number 1, race number 1.
Cameron missed first heave, which is normally
Cameron just having a tough time today.
Yeah, he's still recovering from the vaccine.
Yep. So we're gonna give ChaimZ and Groxu and Cavern a break between this race and race number 2. Shouldn't be too long. As we watch, hopefully Cam just complete it up. Cam is doing the 120 route now.
He's flexing.
I mean, this is a best of 3. I don't know why he's doing it.
I hope it doesn't backfire for him.
Oh, man.
He's gonna get it.
Ooh. He almost cost himself a styling. Alright, Cavern finishing up. He's gonna have a little bit of time to make up, but
at least he got some style points.
Yeah, he gets his first style point. So he's winning in style points. That's for sure. 36-12. So a little bit of time for Cavern to make up. We're going to send the runners on a short break now. Maybe they'll hang out and chat. Who knows? And then we'll start race 2 soon.
And that's a raid from Dr. House.
Dr. House, thank you for the raid. Bringing over the house peeps. Yeah, 2Chaimz is in the league. Oh, Dr. House got the Neo Vortex world record, apparently. So
nice.
So congrats to Dr. House, kind of stealing the thunder of our runners here. Congratulations to 2Chaimz, winner of race number 1, although what matters is combined time, so while he's got a slight lead, he's got to maintain it.
Yeah, that was a really interesting race, honestly. Very back and forth for a lot of it. I thought, I'll be honest with you, when CameronVengenz took that 15-second time loss early on, I thought that was lights out. Kind of early on, but I was
early on, he came from behind and just took it.
Yeah,
so
insane. Green, we'll start with you. What were your thoughts on that initial race? Do you think the runners did decently, or do you think we'll be seeing a lot more in game 2 and 3?
It was really interesting to see when everyone... when always different people were in the lead. Like, CameronVengenz was behind at the beginning. I think everyone died at some point in the run, unintentionally. Yeah. It was really unclear who was winning, like, until 2/3 or something.
Even then, like, because in the early game it was Cavern winning. Then by the mid game, Groxu had taken the lead. And then ChaimZ really just came back right at the end. I think Groxu kind of taking that bonk in Ganasty's world, having to chase Nasty twice, just gave ChaimZ the momentum he needed to take the win. So that's very interesting. I'm sure the runners are going to find out their time soon, and they can kind of like recalibrate for race number 2.
All right.
So we're gonna give the runners a couple minutes. What's Cam's final time? I think it was 36-12.
I'll be honest with you, that was a really fun race. If the leads kind of trade like that as we progress through the event, I'd be very excited to see how.
I'm very excited that we're we were talking about different leaders at different points of the race. Like, that's amazing. Just how close this race is. You can double check with Cam, but I think his time is 36-12. But yeah, so giving the runners a couple minutes to kind of just reset, think about maybe where they went wrong. Here's a question I have for both of you then. ChaimZ only about 30 seconds off his PB. Can we see a PB today? A minute 30, sorry. I did the 33 again. A minute 30 off his PB.
Oh, what do you think, Green? I'll let you go first, my guy.
Well, it might happen if they don't screw up, like 3Chaimz with a peak. Because a lot of mistakes happened that normally don't happen, like Fairy Proxy, or for example, Cavern missed the strong chest in the Magic Crafter's homeworld, so he went back to the supercharge ramp.
Mm-hmm.
It's just They were probably nervous, understandably.
Right. I mean, I feel bad for Cam because we said in the beginning of the race, but and a little bit at the end, Green touched on it, is Cam had his second vaccine shot yesterday. And he joined 10 minutes before start time, and he was washed. He sounded dead. He had no energy. So race one, you know, not the best, but
it didn't stop him from flexing in Nasty.
True, he did show off a little bit. And with the, I don't want to say Cam is down and out. Honestly, I think he still has a decent shot. It's just he's really gonna have to play within PB or even PB to kind of catch up here, because both CameronVengenz and Groxu about a minute-ish behind their PBs. I think the only way we see Cam come back from this is if he snags say like a 32, maybe 2 32s. You never know. Maybe he gets into form, but we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, the thing I think I'm hoping for is for all three runners to lower their times as we go on, as they kind of get warmed up. You know, that first race is really a warm up. Even if they were practicing a little bit before, it's nothing like a race environment. Mm-hmm. Maybe now, you know, you can kind of take that deep breath, like, okay, I can do this live. You know, minimal mistakes. Even with the mistakes they made, they're still top 10. These times here, right here. Mm-hmm. Like, you look at the leaderboards. You know, CameronVengenz with that 33 is still 9th, so 10th, something like that.
Right.
So it's still a top run, even with the mistakes. Mm-hmm. So yeah. We'll see if the runners are ready to flip it over to game 2.
Yeah, I know a little bit of insight before the event started, but CameronVengenz was doing runs yesterday, and he was moaning that he was getting mid to high 33s, so he was kind of hoping for 32s. I hope this run doesn't shake him up a little bit. I'd be a little worried if he felt maybe just tilt, you know, like obviously for all the runners, I think this isn't what they were hoping for when they started their runs. So I hope they're more motivated than they are tilted, because if we see tilt in a category like this, it's going to show.
Yeah, we did see that a little bit with Cameron, as his mistakes kind of compounded on him. Mm-hmm. Whereas CameronVengenz and Grox really rebounded from their mistakes. So hopefully all three runners can continue this very nice form into game 2 and game 3. We're just waiting for Cameron to get back on, and then we'll start race 2. So everyone in chat, you know, now's your time to sound off. CameronVengenz and Groxu are in chat too, so you can like quiz them, you know. Tell them that you love them, all that good stuff.
Alright, we're actually just taking a little longer. Cam actually reset his PC because he was having CPU difficulties.
Yeah, so we're just waiting up, but let's get hyped for game 2, for race number 2.
Mm-hmm.
This was just a warm up.
I know.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I'm looking to see some PBs today. I'm looking for someone to take down Cat today. Toasted Cat does have the world record in this category. It's not much faster than their PBs. It's only about a minute and a half, right?
I think Cat has a mid 31.
Yeah, high 31, 31:06. So.
Oh, okay.
I think that's better than their sum of best.
Yeah, never mind, actually. 31:06 is a really impressive time. I would hope for 32s, but a 31.
I hope for a 31. I want to see a 31. 31 height. Go.
A 40-second PB for... it'd be a 40-second PB for all 3 runners. So
yeah, man.
Nice.
I agree, CameronVengenz. I think you can do it. 1 minute and 20 seconds. You have it in you.
They would need to pop me first.
Alright, we're going
They could pop Green in the process, then Green won't be able to dunk on them anymore.
Ooh. Alright, well, there's stakes on it now. So we'll be switching over to the race again. I believe we are ready to go.
All right.
So
we're going to give the runners the countdown very shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, chat, everyone. Runners, good luck. we start game 2. If you want to give them the countdown, we'll get going.
Yeah. So what do you guys expect out of race 2? I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but what do you hope to see from the runners today for race 2?
Honestly, I was really impressed by Chainz coming back from behind. We haven't seen a lot of that in our races on this channel, where like if you fall behind, you just kind of stay behind. So that was really exciting. So I'm hoping to see more. I want to see more lead changes in the race again. Like that's what I'm looking for, because that would be the most entertaining thing, even if it doesn't mean they're going to PB because of it. That's one of the things I'm looking for. So the countdown, we should be seeing them, and there we go. Groxu's hit it. Cameron and Cham should be doing it shortly. Oh, Cam get that 0.05, already behind.
We're basically lost.
So hopefully early on, just like the last time, we'll see them pretty much neck and neck on the screen, which was pretty awesome. Especially Chams and Cameron, because Groxu seems to have like a slightly faster computer. So you saw over time in the race, even though he actually was behind, he gets through the loading screens faster. And that's why we use the loadless timer, right? Because if we didn't use the loadless timer, Groxu would just win all the time.
Yeah, and I would be like 5 places down in every leaderboard I'm in.
Yeah, right. So I don't think we really talked about this, but if you're unfamiliar with the loadless timer, so the loadless timer pauses the in-game timer. Ooh, Groxu missed a train. Be interesting to see what he does. Is he just going to live with it? I guess so. The loadless timer, it pauses the timer when a loading screen's on. I believe does it read the in-game file to do so? I'm not entirely sure how it works technically. But when they're in a loading screen, the timer's paused. When they're not in the loading screen, the timer's running. And so things like animation skips are important, because even if you don't have control of Spyro, the timer's still going. So that's why they do the animation skip at the end of the flight level. Yeah. They try to do fly-in skips. Yet you see Groxu had to go for the train he missed. Oh, just having some trouble.
Loadless timer is basically what the in-game timer tried to be.
Mm-hmm.
But they somehow failed at it, because it's just...
I love the in-game timer. I don't know.
The in-game
you saw the in-game timer on these runners. It's like 7 minutes faster than the loadless timer.
Yeah. The in-game timer is literally perfect. I don't know why it isn't leaderboard standard. I'll be honest with you, just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
That's why we use the in-game timer on console, because it's perfect.
Of course, yeah. Leaderboard mods need to get themselves together, because honestly, it's insane. I don't understand it. Yeah.
Get working on that, Green.
That it is actually a shame that IGT is just awful. If IGT was anywhere near like the loadless timer, which theoretically it should be, because the loadless timer just reads the game's like status for when it's loading and when it's not. So it boggles my mind that the IGT couldn't be that, but if it was that, it would just make everything so much nicer, sadly. We continue wishing. We have the loadless timer now, so it's happy days, but we ask if only in the end.
And now Grox
at
is
least
actually
the loadless timer, we guarantee it
behind.
works the same for everyone.
Yeah, IGT is just a dice roll.
And we love this loading screen. This stone hill just takes forever for some reason. You can see Cam and Chains are right there on 44. Groxu lost 8 minutes to that train. Eight seconds to that train. Wow, 8 minutes. I'm just losing it already. So we'll get a rare time where on screen Grox is actually behind.
Yeah, every small mistake can cost you time.
All right. So not much to say in these first couple levels. It's just like we talked about. It's run to the dragons, and then that's that. You know, they collect a little bit of gems, but not much. Oh, yeah. See, if we were a speed run-a-thon, we'd be reading donations right now. Has donated $5. Good luck, runners.
And we've got $50 from Dr. House.
And the incentives towards save the animals. Gonna be killing all the sheep in this run, so I don't think we're gonna ever have that as an incentive. We need our sparks. I think. Oh, go on, Green. Sorry.
And now from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Our favorite sponsor, one of a kind of sponsor. Never seen it anywhere else.
You know, the next time we do a 40-orb randomizer, we can do incentives for certain orbs.
That'd be kind of cool. Something that, in regards to the channel being affiliate, everything will be set up for next event. We're actually going to be running predictions to kind of get things going, and maybe have rewards to alter some future races in like fun ways. We'll see, but until the day comes, we're going to be open
on the proxy.
I was hoping they would all get it this time.
Maybe next time. But yeah, next Saturday we should be doing another crash race, right? Hopefully.
Yeah, next Saturday.
I crash people in chat. Right, yes. Enthusiastically, yes.
I think we actually might have something fun in mind. I know McCrody actually recommended kind of a fun idea, and it's actually I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to spoil. But
just be here, Sprash_HD next Saturday.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a category that isn't on the leaderboards. It's like a fun idea category, which should be interesting, and that's all I'm going to say. I'll be looking forward to that one.
Mystery category. Let's get hyped for the mystery category.
So, we've got CameronVengenz in the lead.
On the screen and in the timers, he's got a commanding lead of like 7 seconds.
And around 12 seconds behind, Groxu and Cavern, neck by neck.
Yeah, so Cavern lost those 8 seconds to the ferry proxy that Groxu lost to the train.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to play perfectly, just avoid doing mistakes. It's that easy. Good old loading screens.
Triple loading screens. This is kind of like the bad thing about them all being neck and neck, is they're all on the loading screen at the same time.
Yeah, that's something that bothers me a bit about this category, because it's around 50 minutes in real time, but 1/3 of it is loading screens. And the other 2/3 are gameplay. And that ratio is it can be annoying sometimes. Especially if you just walk from level to level.
Yeah.
And when load screens are within 10 seconds of each other. And that's where flying skips come into play. Anyway.
So we're gonna see all 3 runners. Ooh, I thought CameronVengenz stepped into the portal there. Wow, that was very risky. He stepped on the portal, that's for sure.
It looked like Groxu missed the 25 gem, but he got it.
Let's see as they come out here, their gem counts. No, their gem counts are the same, so I guess he must have gotten it. You can see that both CameronVengenz and Groxu though on 666. That's how tight the route is. CameronVengenz unable to get the fly-in skip, so you'll actually see the difference between Groxu's stream and CameronVengenz screen in a moment. As he just went into level on Groxu to get the fly-in skip. So Groxu, you know, he started on the floor of the level. We're gonna see here CameronVengenz, you know, unfortunately, do this nice long, so long flying animation. And Cavern the same thing. So I think Groxu might just take the lead again just on that. Because the timer's running when that's happening.
The timer starts at some point during the animation.
Yep. Basically, once the black loading screen goes away.
Cliff Town is also one of the harder levels in the run, just because of 3 tricks back to back.
Right.
Jumping onto the building, flaming the firework, and getting the thief.
A little no swag roll from ChaimZ this time. But Cam's still got the swag roll. Woo! This is the level that this route even adjusts a little bit. We used to stop right there where you just saw Cameron was, but now we collect other dragon and we collect these more gems that we didn't used to. So who knows? Maybe even to get to under 30 means the route's going to change some more down the line.
Yeah,
maybe we'll get that along the way to Lofty Castle in NBS.
Yeah, that's the downside of this category. We don't see much of my favorite homeworld. When unrouting all flight levels, there would be any percent NBS, NFL. no flight levels.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that. That might be a fun race for the future. But don't tell the runners they can't do the flight levels until it's time. Oh no, we're just doing NBS, I promise. I think flightless NBS is like the next innovation in Spyro 1. No, the flights are the worst thing about this game, Luster, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, you just made yourself an enemy.
I just made myself an enemy, I know, but it's the worst thing about Spyro. Spyro's a dragon. Why should the dragon fly?
Because he has wings.
Back in my day, my Spyro glided, and that's it.
Yeah, speedways are much more fun.
New game plus no flight levels. That's the intended way to run it for sure. You can see ChaimZ has got a really nice lead, about 20 seconds over Groxu, and about 10 over Cam at this point. So even though Groxu's ahead on screen, because he's always ahead on screen,
we should have let him.
He's actually in last place currently.
We should let Groxu start like 30 seconds later.
Yeah, right.
He will catch up anyway.
He's also like always the first person to press start too. Like he's ready for the countdown when we give it in the chat in the comms channel.
Yeah, but that might just be the stream delay.
Yeah, it's certainly possible, but I think he also has faster loading times. All right, and we'll say goodbye to Shemp for Groxu.
Such a shame. We don't get to see his big how do I call it?
His big ass. That's what we say. Oh, Cameron. Just having a lot of trouble today. But so far, ChaimZ, I think, is running perfect. I haven't seen any mistakes from him so far. So I may have just I may have just cursed him, but so far.
I was gonna say his big peach. Like logic just.
So, all three runners going into Ice Cavern at this point. Lots of dragons in Ice Cavern. Lots of decent gems too.
Yeah, I think only this one and Dark Passage have 5 dragons. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Man, I say stuff about levels all the time and I'm wrong on it, so I ain't correcting you on anything. Oh yeah, Dark Hollow has 500 gems. Yeah. Hmm. I think Dark Hollow has like 100 gems. Dark Hollow, yeah, that's right, 666 gems.
If they are all yellows and purples.
You know what I kind of miss from this level? We used to do a strat called Magic Steps, which was those steps where you're going to see on ChaimZ's left there, where you jumped across them real fast. But then we found you can just go out of bounds and skip all that nonsense by staying on that rock.
That's a 80 Dragon strat.
Yeah.
Which was buried and found years later.
So you can see there ChaimZ making him jump, and you'll see Cameron do the same thing. The level designers did not really intend for you to do. But hey, you know, that's why we speedrun these games, is do things the level designers don't intend. You're supposed to see that and go, oh, there must be a way around, and then you walk around. But us, like, nah, we're going to jump that gap.
Yeah, it's not hard.
It's not, but... the level design of Spyro 1, and really all three Spyro games in a lot of ways have been very advantageous for runners, because what they like to do is show you places that, oh, you can get to there later, and then we find ways to get to it now. So, you know, that I think the biggest example of that is way back in Town Square, where you can climb the steps and see the dragon atop the hill, but you can't jump up to it. But then they left in Fairy Proxy for us. Probably not on purpose, but who knows? Maybe they did.
It's good that you can complete every level on the first visit.
Yep.
Which is something that is not in the other two games.
No. But it's also, you know, it was also to foster exploration, because this is a children's game, believe it or not. As all of us mid-20s and 30s run this game. This is for children, and y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, I'm just 22. Only.
Yeah. But as I was saying, the level design is in a lot of ways is to show you, hey, you can explore. Like here in High Caves, there's 2 paths for you to go to, and exploration, like that's what this game was about. And we've just bastardized it so much as a community.
Yeah, the 120 route for High Caves is very interesting, to say the least. High Caves sucks, exactly.
So there's a little known global timer that Groxu just crossed those moving platforms, where if you're slow to get up to the top of the mountain, you have to wait for them. Console leaderboards are great. Don't you shut your mouths. It's active. I know House is rating it, but we got some great runners on console.
He's stealing all the treasure, all the paintings.
House out here defiling the console leaderboards.
So,
no, we got some great new runners in the console community in the last couple months who are really putting in some great work on the PlayStation and then the Xbox.
Yeah,
right,
there's a lot of console versions of the game.
There is a lot of console versions of the game. All right, Alpine Ridge for the runners. So we saw last time that Groxu was able to get through everything in one cycle. Cameron and ChaimZ had to wait. So we'll see if he has the same kind of luck here. It's about collecting that gem real fast. getting across here, and I think he'll get it. He'll be tight. See if he gets it. You got to flame the guy before the steps come back down. Very nice, Groxu. That is very difficult to do. He made it look so easy. And collecting that first yellow gem that CameronVengenz collected is very difficult too, because for some reason Sparks won't pick it up. Oh, and he's just gonna to beat the cycle. So CameronVengenz just skipping the last 10 gem just so he can beat the cycle.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta choose between gems and time save.
Yep. Oh, CameronVengenz. Very, very risky. That upper platform, sometimes, if it's going up while you're trying to land on it, just knocks you off. So, CameronVengenz is really looking to improve upon his time. And so far, so good.
Hopefully they all remember to guidebook out of Alpine.
See.
Because I think this time no one missed a thief.
Yep, so Groxu did guidebook. Yep, CameronVengenz guidebooked as well. So let's see if Cameron can do it this time. You can see here Groxu going to go ahead and carry the supercharge all the way, using some KBM. Didn't quite get the last guy, but that's all right. Right in the Wizard Peak. So, also Cameron, very good. So I think the runners have definitely improved over their first run so far. Overall.
Yeah, there's still stuff that can go wrong.
Of course, this is the speed running. Anything can go wrong. CameronVengenz very nice, taking the supercharge all the way into Wizard Peak. So, lots of opportunity if you haven't seen a lot of speedrunning keyboard and mouse supercharge strats. Cameron almost getting it all, but he missed one of the enemies. You know, this level especially, lots of those strats on display. You see CameronVengenz there, he just quit level and came back in. And I think that was to refresh his sparks.
Yeah, probably.
Because this can be a brutal level for sparks sometimes. Because sometimes those enemies with the clubs can just snipe you.
And Groxu didn't use the wall to slow down.
Yep. It's a very nice Groxu conquering Lucas Hill in short order. Come down, get the last thief here. The last dragon, so very nice on Groxu. See it's CameronVengenz here.
Cameron just got splashed.
Oof. Okay. CameronVengenz right here. Look at that. Very nice. Let's see if he can get all the way up Lucas Hill. Not quite. That's tough to carry the supercharge all the way up.
And Cameron probably should have quit game as well. For full health.
Yeah, he's still on blue sparks. He should be alright.
Yeah, but he just died. Oh, he's going for all the enemies.
Yep. So Cameron having trouble again with the keyboard and mouse speed strats. See if he can get up Lucas Hill though.
Oh.
Nope, not quite. So they're trying to use the wall there on the left to slow the Spyro down without stopping him. So you don't bonk into the step like Cameron just did. It's tough. Alright. We'll see here. Groxu not having any trouble with the planes this time, so he'll have a better time on this flight than he did last time. So, definitely seeing lots of improvement from the runners.
Yeah,
hopefully that'll translate to lower times. Yep. So CameronVengenz going to go ahead, make the turn, see if he can get all the planes with no issue. Boom, boom. Very nice. Very nice flying. And Groxu, you can see, already taking care of Crystal Flight. I think ChaimZ is still ahead on the timer, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, he is ahead, I think.
Yeah. I'll do a check as we enter in Blowhard. So 1644 there.
It's just Cameron who still has a bit of trouble.
Yeah, he did take a death. He has missed some things. So Cameron does have a little bit of work to do to catch up.
I think he just missed the exact same plane.
Oh,
or
man.
was it another runner?
No, Cameron missed it last time, too.
That's
First time only
unfortunate.
ChaimZ got it. But hopefully the plane's not an awful place that Cameron can get it without too much trouble. Yep, not too bad. Had to do a little bit of a weaving and bobbing there. All right, and Groxu is actually ahead by 1 second entering Blowhard. So at some point, Groxu took the lead back.
Yeah, it's all about the consistency. And not dying in Blowhard.
Yep. So we'll see here. ChaimZ did have a little bit of trouble in Blowhard last time. Falling off the platforms in the moving room. I always have a problem with these moving platforms. There's just something about them in my depth perception. And I have good vision, so it's not that. I think a lot of runners also, like, just the way they move. Kind of like, at least for me, and I'm sure for other runners too, it just looks like they're moving in a way that they're not actually moving. Like those platforms, these up and down ones, I swear they're moving back and forth too.
They're always in the same spot. If you are always there at the same time.
Yeah. And then these ones here, you know, especially how dark it is in this cave. And on my, for some reason, when I render the game, it looks so dark in there. I have a hard time seeing those moving platforms.
It might be a console thing because of the shadows. I don't know.
I play PC too, so it's just I don't know. I think it's my TV and my screen. ChaimZ almost exited the level without collecting all the gems, but smartly did the thing. See Cameron there having trouble with the moving platforms a little bit, but as long as he doesn't take a death, you know, that's kind of the important thing.
Yeah, he's on green sparks.
Yep.
He will be sparksless after the firework chest.
Luckily, having no sparks is not a big deal because there's lots of fodder at the beginning of Beastmakers.
Oh yeah, once you enter Beastmakers, the game just throws sheep at you.
Yep. Or chickens.
Oh yeah, that's chickens.
They are in Beastmakers, the chickens, yep. It just kind of gives you, because there's a chicken there, and you can see Groxu already just ignored one. He'll ignore a second, probably, because he doesn't need to. Let's see ChaimZ will just grab one there, and he'll be able to grab the other one at the beginning of Terrace Village.
Oh, I think Groxu just missed 2 blues in a row.
Let's see here, as the runners enter in, here's an opportunity for Cameron to improve upon himself, because he missed one of the rockets, flaming one of the rockets last time. He had to go back for it.
And Cameron also died.
And he also died. So, opportunity for him to make up some time. So think, you know, if you're Cameron at this point, you also want to beat your previous time, even if you're not quite close the gap with Groxu and ChaimZ.
Yeah, it's always nice to have improvement over the previous run, regardless of how good it is or how bad it is.
And we actually saw Groxu have a little trouble at the end here too, but this looked a lot smoother this time. Very nice. So he had trouble collecting some gems there. This time, no problem at all. And he's going to maintain a slight lead over ChaimZ, I think. Oh, ChaimZ is going to be off cycle a little bit. He might have to wait again. Yep.
I could have went for that.
Yeah, so ChaimZ playing a little bit safe and losing time to both Groxu and Cameron's catching up on screen a little bit.
Oh, ChaimZ got the weird Dragon Camera.
Oh no, Cameron. Again. Having trouble with that jump. It's a tight jump, that's for sure. Because you really gotta be, run off the platform. So the developers did build in for Spyro Coyote time. And if you remember the Wile E. Coyote cartoons, Roadrunner, he would run off the edge of ledges and not fall until he looks down. Now, it's not quite the same. Like, you can still fall without looking down, but there is a little bit of time where Spyro can be off a platform and still, be level, still jump.
The thing is about that jump,
it's common among live platformers because, they think that it just feels better being able to jump the edge of a platform.
The auto hover is not always reliable. There's like a small sweet spot where where Spyro where he doesn't make the jump, but he still doesn't get the auto hover.
Yeah.
And this jump in Terrace exactly has this kind of distance, so it actually makes sense to jump much earlier to reliably get the hover.
See, Groxu having just a little bit of trouble there with the chests. So, and missed the plane too. So you have to go back and get that plane. So that's going to cost him a little bit of time, especially if ChaimZ can go ahead and get this nicely. Line of flight is so tough because you have to fly so close to the water a lot, and sometimes you might just drift into the water without any controller input. Yeah, and sometimes the water repels you, and it's just really weird, like getting that feeling.
Definitely the most scary flight level.
Definitely.
It's all really tight.
You just spend a lot of time, next to the water, or the acid in this case, where ChaimZ is now. And, Spyro does fly fast the closer he is to the water, but that comes obviously with risk. Very nice on ChaimZ too. Woo.
Always love to see all runners being in loading screens.
So there is a chance that ChaimZ had taken the lead again from Groxu. We'll see when he enters Misty Bog. I think he'll have just taken the lead.
Oh, on the first frame.
Nice. So he's now taking a 3-second lead over Groxu. So Groxu and ChaimZ are neck and neck. Cameron's not too far behind. I think he's about 30, 40 seconds behind them. Yeah, ChaimZ and Groxu are trading it back and forth. So, as we watch those two runners, and, we're watching Cameron as well, you're going to see any little mistake is magnified. Yeah, so Cameron's actually a little bit over a minute behind.
Yeah, he can still get a high 33.
Just under a minute behind, because ChaimZ had entered in like 21:10.
like is a bit biased. I didn't
cheer
notice.
for whatever you want. That's what this is about,
It's always nice to have someone to root for.
Yeah, it's not a bother. It's okay to root for someone over the others. Fine. And my guy here, look at that. Oof.
But if I had to decide to choose someone, I would probably root for Cam the most.
I gotta be neutral as a commentator.
Well, I meant if someone would point a gun at my head and say, "Who are you rooting for? Who's the coolest runner outside of yourself?"
I'm not here to support runners. I'm here to curse them by pointing out, like, "Oh man, this runner's so perfect right now." Dead. That's what I'm here for. Commentator's curse.
Well, if it works the opposite way.
I don't know. I mean, but right now I think Groxu and CameronVengenz are definitely looking very good. Like I don't know where they are pace wise, but the mistakes have been minimal. For Groxu, it was really just that one issue in Sunny Flight. For CameronVengenz, just a couple of bonks here or there.
Yeah, they haven't really made much mistakes this run.
No.
They might get a 32.
We'll see.
Oh, Cam got
You can see how well Groxu was doing. The thief was like behind him the entire time. Unfortunately, you can't kill the thief. It's immune for some reason because the developer's like, well, you're never going to make it anyway. We might as well just make him immune to it.
Yeah, you can bonk on him on the ramp.
Yep.
Which is unlucky.
Groxu, very nice on the supercharge second time around. Still playing it safe. That's very tough to take that around and get the thief. But all in all,
if you're
very
doing
nice
it right,
change.
you can,
Bonked, unfortunately, and lost the supercharge, so that'll give Groxu the lead again.
Yeah. If you're good enough, you can carry the supercharge all the way
Oh,
to
jeez,
the bottom of the area.
CameronVengenz having trouble now.
Oh, his desk must be really big because he made like 10 turns or something to the right.
Yep. So Groxu takes the lead. We are really back and forth. We'll see how much that costs CameronVengenz. It shouldn't have cost him too much because he didn't die or anything. He just took a couple attempts at the supercharge.
$25 or 7 for Groxu.
I actually marked him as 24-48, so 11-second lead now for Groxu. So back and forth between these two runners, it's crazy.
Groxu is actually 1 second ahead of CameronVengenz. If I'm not mistaken. Is Cameron about a minute behind? More probably.
Oh, Cameron's going to get some time back from getting through there very nicely. Cameron's been steadily not making mistakes. Ooh, look at that. Oh no.
You shouldn't have said that.
That's okay. I think he'll just keep going and just live with the gem loss.
You should not have said that.
Yeah. Oh, I guess he's not going to live with the gem loss. Oof.
I got another 5.
I thought he might live with the gem loss, but I guess he decided he shouldn't. So, just more bad luck from Cameron. As he's on 0 lives, so he's going to be careful. It's not game over. If something goes wrong here. Yeah. Cameron's going to game over. Oh. That's unfortunate. It's going to put him back at the beginning. So game overing is like the worst thing. It's basically the end of a run. Now, obviously, we're in a race format, so Cameron's going to finish him up. But it puts you back at the beginning of your homeworld. So he's at the back of the beginning of Beastmaker, so he just guidebook back to.
I think he came over at the same spot where Toasted Cat died in the 337 relay, I think. Except, yeah, it's the same jump, yeah.
Yeah, so he's just gonna have to run back and get some of the,
Bonk.
Yeah, unfortunate for Cam. We'll have to check. I'm gonna check back in with CameronVengenz and Guru as they're both entering Dreamweavers now. Yeah. Very neck and neck.
CameronVengenz is 4 seconds ahead right now.
Yeah, so CameronVengenz took the lead again. I didn't see what happened to Groxu that he lost the lead.
Groxu went for the Dreamweaver's jump and it actually got it.
Nice.
He might be playing on 30 frames in order for those jumps to be easy. Or even possible in the first place.
See here, it is so tight between Groxu and Chandler now. Ooh, a little trouble on the magic cannon though. Hopefully, cooperates with them. So these two are neck and neck. For sure. It's really going to come down to the wire. Who can be mistake free in the last couple of levels? Oh, and ChaimZ having some trouble with the cannon too. Got some Grox. So at this point, we're just looking for the runners to be mistake-free. I mean, that's what they have to do at this point.
Yeah, they are within 2 seconds.
Yeah, it is so tight between Groxu and ChaimZ right now. Absolutely. The closest race I think we've seen on this channel in a while. At least between two runners. I know it's not close with Cameron at the moment, but, you know.
Yeah, he had a difficult phase 1.
Yeah.
But phase 2 was alright.
You can see Groxu getting the more ideal path for the flight level as well. So, a couple seconds he's going to get. Very nice for Groxu. Sub 1 minute. Ooh.
29:05.
Sub 1 minute for Groxu. Very nice on the flight level, but ChaimZ is just matching him blow for blow. Let's see how his flight level ends up being. $56. Wow, blow for blow. And ChaimZ has taken a 5-second lead. Oof.
It's gonna get close.
Groxu had the lead going into the level, but or coming into Dreamweavers, but ChaimZ just took it again.
I think it will come down to the Cove wall glide.
It's gonna come down the wall. It's gonna come down to some of those out of bounds. Honestly, it's just about they need to just execute everything. Like, I'm not sure if they're listening to our commentary, and I hope they're not, because that's probably just going to increase the pressure on them. But it is just absolutely insane right now with how close these two are. I know I wish they could be side by side on screen too, but unfortunately, just the way the computers run, it's not possible. Man, absolutely insane here.
I haven't looked at their gem counts.
I think their gem counts are good.
ChaimZ almost jumped down into the abyss.
Ooh, so that's going to cost ChaimZ. So we might even see Groxu take the lead again. We're going blow by blow at this point. 30-23. We'll see where ChaimZ ends up.
They might be tight now, maybe.
We'll see. Absolute insanity here. Couple levels to go. Groxu, 6,000 gems exactly. Very nice. We'll see here. 3 so just less than 2 seconds for ChaimZ right now on the lead. This is so intense as they enter in Gnasty's world.
World.
Oh my gosh. Like, this is exciting. I'm hoping for mistakeless the rest of the runs for both of them. We just see who's got the better movement.
Yeah, then nasty flight
Safety!
skip will be important.
Whew.
Oh, Cameron has to go back for the first flying guy.
Nice job, Groxu. Let's see. Come on, give us a wall glide first try.
First try.
Yes!
Nice.
Nice. Now look for Chains to do the same thing. This is getting so intense. Darn these long loading screens that are putting distance between these two, because they actually entered in at the same second. 30-41.
Yeah, at least we're not missing much. When
Yeah.
2 of the 3 screens have loads.
Oh no! Wall glide not in the
Oh.
first try. That'll give Groxu the league again.
You can still get it back with a flying skip.
Yeah, that'll give Groxu about 4 seconds back. Oof.
Or maybe one of them will accidentally
make sure these,
this.
as long as these out of bounds cooperate. This is absolutely insane right now. Absolutely insane. Nice. We could see a 32 from both runners here. And the fly-in skip for Groxu, he is coming out swinging here.
Okay, so looks like a win for Groxu in this race.
See, close. ChaimZ had a misstep there. It's not over yet. Groxu had the lead going into Ganasty last time.
Best possible is 112 for Ganasty. 112.
Ooh, no flying skip for ChaimZ either. So if Groxu can get around this without bonking, you might see Groxu take game 2 with a vengeance. Come on, come on. Very nice. Just a little bit of platforming for Groxu. He's going to miss out on a PB by just seconds. Oof.
Really good run, though.
Really good run. Nearly mistake-free. 32-45 for Groxu.
GG.
GG. That's only 12 seconds off his PB. Am I doing my math right? 8 seconds, I'm sorry. 8 seconds off his PB. The 8 seconds that he lost to Sunny Flight. That's amazing.
It's really good for a race.
Yeah. Groxu literally lost the 8 seconds to his PB from the 8 seconds he lost in Sunny Flight. Wow. We'll see ChaimZ here. He's gonna be close. It's gonna be an interesting game 3 between the two of them.
Yeah, he'll be like 8 seconds, 10 seconds behind.
Remember, it is total time, so he's got a 10-second lead from game 1.
Maybe it will even out.
Groxu does officially win the second race, but every second counts for ChaimZ. 32-56. Very nice on ChaimZ.
Oh, they would be even if it was a 55.
So with that, Groxu takes a 1-second lead overall. That's amazing. But 32-56 for ChaimZ. Very nice. We're going to see Cameron finish up in just a minute or two. He's still got to clean up Twilight Harbor. But what a run between the two of them. Wow.
We're still going to see how Cameron is improving on his first run.
You think if you're Cameron, if you can improve on the first run, it's still a win for you?
I would still consider it a win, yeah.
Yeah.
Silver
Gotta remember,
lining.
Cameron's out here battling the elements today. He did get a second vax shot. And he said he was feeling it. So
Yeah.
he's out here battling illness in the elements. Because it's probably raining where he lives. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a
Cameron
micro
can
clip
finish
from
up.
Bill Gates.
Yeah. Cameron should definitely improve upon his first time. As long as he doesn't have any problem with Ganasty. Gnork. But wow, Groxu comes back to win game 2.
Maybe we'll even see one of the runners PB in the third race. It
Certainly
will be
possible.
really close.
We will see. So
Oh, Groxu actually golded Nasty.
very nice on these runners. I'm going to see Cameron go ahead and finish up now.
It'll be a mid 35. Maybe.
Oh, House lied to us. Groxu and CameronVengenz have a faster Gnork than he said. Ooh, House.
A liar.
What a liar.
I have 112. What do you mean?
Oh no,
Oh.
Cam.
I looked at chat. Take it to Twitter. We need to clear.
I think he meant cleanse. So Cam trying to show off again with the 120 route, but just having trouble.
Is he still gonna beat his previous run?
It's gonna be close. I don't think he's gonna do it. Especially if he starts to show off again. Yep. He's just working on the 120 route.
It scares me a little bit because he's gonna bob me there. He's just.
All right,
6
so
seconds behind me.
we're gonna allow Cam to finish up here. But Groxu and 2Chaimz in chat, you know, after game 2, 1 second between the two of them.
He's
You
gonna
know,
beat it
I
by
think
a few
you're right,
seconds.
Pawi. Cam is just like, you know what, now I'm the center of attention because I'm the only one running. All right,
You want
Cam
everyone
will
to wait for
just
him
get a
and watch him for long.
slight improvement on his time. A 36:10 for Cameron. Great job, game 2. GG's to all.
It might have even been 36:09,
Tight race between them all.
but also GG for Cam.
But here is where we're at. Groxu's total time is 66 minutes and 48 seconds. CameronVengenz' total time is 66 minutes and 49 seconds. So just 1 second between the two of them. Oh, absolutely amazing. As Groxu came back to win game 2. Cameron is at 72-22, so not doing as well as he would like, but still solid. As we go into the final race, though, you know, it is looking like a 2-horse race at this point. You know, hopefully maybe Cameron can come back and win game 3 and at least get one of the races won. But CameronVengenz and Groxu, like there's just no give between them. They have to play perfect.
Yep.
If they want to win this competition.
Yeah, it pretty much comes down to the final race. Obviously, Groxu accumulatively is on the lead by 1 second.
1 second.
Yeah, so this is the race. Like, honestly, as you said, it is a 2-person race, which in a 3-way race, You hate to see it, but obviously we can't fault Cam because of the his situation with his second vac shot. It's a little difficult to say who will win in the final race, honestly. Groxu had a massive
right now.
Yeah, Groxu had a massive jump in quality from run 1 to 2, and CameronVengenz did 2 at about a minute. But I don't really know in terms of consistency who can keep it up, I'll be honest with you.
And we'll see, I said Groxu has lost 8 seconds of Sunny Flight. That's the difference between his PB and his time he just got.
Mm-hmm.
So he played perfect except for that one issue in Sunny.
Yep, it's a little... It's difficult to think of because I know Groxu is a great runner. I'm curious if he can replay that kind of quality, minus the Sunny Flight mistake, again for a third time. So...
No, Cam, don't feel awful. You're doing great.
I mean, we were just saying, Cam, like, obviously you're going against more than just the game right now, so there's no
You're
harm.
battling the elements, so...
Yeah. The show is it's a good show. There's no complaints so far.
No complaints, and even 36, you're better than most of the runners on the leaderboard right now. So you know.
Mhm. It's interesting. I'm trying to.
We're gonna give the runners a chance to take a break before game 3.
Yes. Yeah. They're just taking a breather. I'm just curious. I'm like trying to think about like how, because race 1 was your average, race 2 everyone kind of picked themselves up a bit, race 3 now I don't know what to expect from these kind of runners. I don't know if we're going to have a lapse back into race 1 or if we're going to see an even better performance than race 2, which could equal a PB for the runners.
I mean, I'm hoping for a better performance. Groxu was so close to a PB, literally one mistake, you know. And even CameronVengenz, like his mistakes were minor, like a bonk here. He lost his supercharge early in one spot. Like that's it. Like that's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So it's definitely tight. I think the pressure's on because you know now they both know.
Now I am a commentator.
Oh.
Groxu joining us for commentary for a moment or two.
Let's be honest, I'm the best. That's the first thing.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Another thing is, yeah, I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's fun actually.
Like Groxu, how'd you
coming
feel?
in to get in the head of his competitors here.
How'd you feel you did in race 2, Groxu? Did you feel like you can do that kind of performance again for race 3?
It was kind of weird, to be honest, because like the entire run I was obviously the thing is that from the start, basically from the get-go, I was like 10 seconds behind. That's a fact. And basically like throughout the run, I didn't lose anything and I didn't gain anything. Like after Artisans, I was 8 seconds behind, and after Beastmakers, I was 11 seconds behind, I think. So throughout the entire run up to Beastmakers and after Beastmakers, I was fucking 3 seconds behind. So that's okay, I guess. Pretty consistent, I'd say. But yeah, the rest kind of cringe. Not the coolest. I golded Treetops by 4 seconds and Nork by Behold half a second. That's a massive gold, and clearly that means I'm the best. But yeah.
I'm proud.
All right, appreciate it. It's looks like your fellow runners are ready, so if you are, we'll get ready for the third race.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I hope you do a better job than me. Goodbye.
Groxu joining us to dunk on his competitors right before the third race.
Mm-hmm.
Groxu's feeling confident, though. I mean, you think the other runners are, you know, especially CameronVengenz, who's neck and neck, is he a little scared now?
I think
Groxu feels like he's going to do better.
I definitely think I have confidence in CameronVengenz' ability. I think he'll be calm under pressure. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, this race again decides it. Groxu out here talking a big game. I hope he shows up for the final race.
Hope he shows up. We'll be he'll be under a microscope this third run.
Yep.
I would just
And
say,
remember, we can still see Cameron win the third race and just get, at least one of the wins.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So I would just say, twice the pride, double the fall.
All right.
All right. So let's count. Let's get the runners back up on screen. It looks like we're ready to go.
Yep. I'll give the countdown. Green, considering you were muted prior, can you give us your kind of overview of what you thought about race 2 and what you're kind of hoping for race 3?
Yeah, second race in general was really consistent from Groxu321. Yeah, Cameron had a few bumps here and there, but he managed to improve on the first run, even if it's only 2 seconds, which is, by the way, not in the layout. Cameron's second time.
We gave the runners the countdown. It is go time. 36:10 if you need it, Logic. We are go time for race number 3. There is only a second separating between Groxu and ChaimZ, so it all comes down to this. Let's get some hype in the chat for race number 3. Let's go. Spam your Spyro emotes. Your hype. Let's do it. Woo!
Hi.
All right. I love this. I love to see the energy, chat. All right, Groxu does not miss the train, so we will not be 8 seconds behind.
He hasn't missed a train yet.
Oh yeah, he's still got 2 more trains to miss. It's kind of funny though. We just kind of noticed it, but we were like talking over Sunny Flight as if Sunny Flight's just a given, and it's really not. But
Yeah,
so far the runners are just making it look so easy. Look at these planes, beautiful.
Usually a lot of resets happen in Sunny Flight when you don't get the animation skip. Because
You don't get the animation skip, or you miss a plane cycle. Like, oh man, all 3 runners just perfect. Through the trains, through the planes. Well, all 3 runners in good shape. And despite the time for like Cameron, we'll still see a competitive showing out of him. But if you're just joining us, race number 3, you see those 2Chaimz there. A second separates ChaimZ and Groxu. So any little mistake is magnified. And while Groxu will be ahead on screen for pretty much the entire run because he loads faster, the loadless timers should be fairly even going in and out of levels. Right now, ChaimZ has less than a second lead.
Yeah, we should have let Groxu start later. So he would catch up naturally.
It's all right. All right. So let's enjoy this long Stonehill loading screen.
If only we had People Poo Poo as a better Twitch TV emote, or is it FFC? I don't know.
What do you mean, like the text to voice thing?
No, the emote.
Oh.
Where the Pepe is just sitting on the toilet, swinging his legs around.
Well, we'll see what kind of emotes we get once the channel has hit affiliate. Once the affiliate thing has been approved by Twitch, rather.
Yeah, we could get a Spyro version of that emote, where he sits on the toilet waiting for the Stonehill load screen.
We'll see. Logic's been keeping under the wraps as to what the channel's getting once we get affiliate, but I do know he has an artist creating the emotes and the badges and stuff, so we'll very excitedly see that next weekend here Saturday for our special affiliate celebration stream, as well as a secret category for Crash NST. So come back next Saturday for the secret category race between secret runners in the Crash community. that Logic will be hosting for us. But right now, entering town square, all three runners have had trouble with the fairy proxy this evening. So we'll see if we can get a clean fairy proxy from the runners as we enjoy the loading screens together once again. So, looking for some clean fairy proxies. Very nice Groxu. Very nice ChaimZ. Let's do it. One more. Come on, Cameron. And very nice Cameron. Woo! That's what we like to see.
How did he get it?
All three perfect fairy proxies. Boom. All three runners neck and neck on the timer. Literally just a couple seconds separate them. Four seconds between Cam and ChaimZ right now.
Yeah, Cameron lost a bit of time when he dipped into the water before Sunny.
That's alright. It's negligible at this point. Alright.
Yeah, time lost in the first split is always the one you remember the most.
You can see here now just 3 seconds separating Groxu and ChaimZ. And Cameron right in the middle, so it is definitely crazy. Nice to get those side-by-side loading screens. And they're basically running together. Like you look at Groxu, then ChaimZ and Cameron, and they're all doing the same thing. Back to back to back. Pressure is on. Mistake-free running from all three. So, relatively mistake-free so far. Just little things right now.
Yeah, Cameron is behind a few gems.
Yeah. I said just tiny things.
Yeah, 7 gems or something. Which isn't a lot, but that early in the run.
Yeah.
You want to take all you can get.
All three of them side by side too. Everything's magnified. You see Cameron just take an extra second on the fan chest. Like it's just absolute insanity right now. Groxu bonking on the steps. Like this is the things we're looking for as to the difference between winning and losing this race at this point. That portal right there, that vortex always gives me a little like a heart flutter. Like, oh god. But all three expertly avoid stepping into the vortex, which is harder than it looks, and it looks pretty hard already.
Yeah, you can release charge before you hit the enemy.
We've all stepped into that portal as runners. Everyone's done it, and it's just the worst feeling because you're getting in a groove. You're about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. RTA, it's like 8 or 9 minutes into the run, right? So it's just like the worst feeling. It's worse on console because for me, I'm like 15 minutes into the run at this point because of all those loading times. The wonderful loading times we get to sit and ponder.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cam didn't get the flying skip.
No.
The other ones.
Yeah, but Groxu did, so
ChaimZ having a bit of trouble with the firework.
So, yep, Groxu bonking, so it's just, this is something. And the nice thing I think about Spyro 1, like a lot of people, like, oh, Cameron missed the beef, is Spyro 1 more than the other games is a lot more skill based than it is RNG based. There's some notorious RNG in Spyro 2 and 3. You don't really have that with Spyro 1. You have a little bit of Metalhead, and that's about it, right?
There are small instances of RNG scattered throughout the run.
Yeah.
But nothing big.
But it's mostly you need to execute or you don't, like, and that's it. There's, you know. Which I think is why a lot of Spyro 1 is our most run game, like in the community.
For good reason.
For good reason. You know, on console we have about almost 100 on the leaderboard, just for this category alone. For PC, I think we're in the 70s or 80s, right? So, lots of people have tried their hand at this game, in this category specifically.
82 for PC.
82 for PC. I know console's a little bit higher, because we had the people in the early days of the game running. But yeah, so lots of people have played this game, run this game. So it just shows you how good a category this is. Yeah, we're up to 103 on console. So, yeah. All right. Night Flight for the runners. Night Flight has been going smooth for the runners so far. The nice thing about Night Flight is that all the targets are stationary. The unnice thing about Night Flight is that they're all stationary. If you miss something, you're kind of just SOL. The timing is so tight, even casually. You can see CameronVengenz just missed. Oh. I just cursed him.
Yeah.
Commentators cursed.
Up until that point, they were mirroring each other, as pointed out.
I just cost CameronVengenz the run there. But the thing is, even casually, the casual route is so tight that if you make one mistake, you're gonna fail. Because, you know, the way they set it up casually is you do the rings first, and then you do the chests, and then you come to the lighthouses, and then you do the archers, or something like that.
Yeah, it's really weird. The game doesn't really give you much time for this level.
No, it does not. Like, if you miss one or two things on the casual route, then that's it. You know?
Yeah.
Despite that misstep, CameronVengenz is actually still 3 seconds ahead. Groxu had a little bit of trouble.
Especially if you do it casually, you get into the last 10 seconds and the counter is like ding, ding, ding.
But I think if Cameron has a smooth exit, Cameron will actually be in the lead. Let's see. Yeah, Cameron has taken the lead. By less than a second, but he's taken the lead.
A Bobby emote, rip.
Oh, Bobby.
F in the chat for Bobby.
I did buy some posters on some milk cartons in the UK for Where's Bobby. So, you know, if you see Bobby, we're looking for him.
If you see like Bobby, tell him I bought this 120.
So Cameron actually has a slight lead right now over CameronVengenz and Groxu, so that's awesome.
He almost got collapsed off the cliff. Yeah, the good thing about these enemies who get clapped, once they get clapped, you get their gem guaranteed. Whether you charge them or they just fall into the abyss.
I think that's another reason we like this level a lot. Is just, hey, you know, you don't have to work for those gems. They just kind of come to you. Most of the time. Sometimes they don't.
And they always.
Sometimes the gems get stuck and just don't come home cover to you.
Not on PC. Not that I know of.
Alright. So, love this loading screen montage here. CameronVengenz and Groxu neck and neck on the screen.
I keep looking at the stream because it has better quality, but it's behind what we are watching in the Discord.
Yeah, well, we gotta watch this so our commentary's on time. But doing great so far. I'd say minimal mistakes between the three of them right now. And what I mean by mistakes is like letting go charge like a fraction of a section too late or too early or something like that. Like, everything's been so good.
Yeah, nothing big really has happened yet.
Nothing big. Yeah, we saw CameronVengenz miss a chest, but not a big deal because he's still neck and neck with Cameron, and Cameron having some trouble with the chest there, but like that's it. Like we were talking about this at the beginning, would they improve into the third run? And so far the answer is yes. That we haven't slipped back into some of the sloppiness that we saw in race number 1 yet. Could still happen, especially because I keep saying things when they happen, and then they happen. So
yeah, Cam is still keeping up with this race.
Did CameronVengenz take a death there?
I just want to say that like commentary curse was so like it was beautiful. You said nothing's gone wrong so far, and then they played the phew on CameronVengenz Spyro falling to his death. Like right as you finished that sentence.
Oh man. And then the same thing when I was talking about Nightfly, I was like, yeah, as long as I don't miss any things, and then he misses the chest.
Man, I hope no runner accidentally exits level on a flying skip. That would be really bad if that happens. Oh no.
all three runners are gonna do it now.
They're all gonna softlock.
They're all gonna get Balloon a softlock going into Dream Reavers. It's gonna be over.
I never get Balloon softlock.
Hop aboard for the Magic Crafters world if you're ready.
But here's the thing to watch is Groxu has now taken a 10-second lead over CameronVengenz.
But Cameron is also there up front.
And Cameron is still maintaining the overall lead. He has a second on Groxu.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's very awesome.
Got a little bit of a comeback.
I'd like to see Cameron win the third race, even if he doesn't win overall. Like, that's a good showing. You know, you get one of these races, these top runners.
Really cool comeback to win the third race after 2 not so great runs.
Yeah, because I think to win the third race, you're going to have to get a 32. Like, you know, after what CameronVengenz and Groxu put together in race number 2, and as consistent as they've been so far, like Cam's going to have to put together a 32.
Yeah, everything can still happen. Wizard Peak, Treetops, Cove, Wallglide.
I don't know that Cameron can take the whole race because he's about 6 minutes down overall. You know, to remind everyone, here is where the overall times are. I'll put it in chat. But certainly, weird things have happened. Game over, soft lock could definitely cost both these runners minutes. But that's where we're at overall, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, Cam can still regain his honor.
I think for Cam, and he even said it, he's not feeling great. He's just looking for a good run to kind of finish it up. You know, as he's battling the elements here.
And now to the keyboard and mouse stuff.
Yeah. So we saw, it's in the first race at least, a little bit of trouble with the keyboard and mouse stuff both runners had. Groxu almost clean. He hit the top of the roof there, and that kind of took away his supercharge. Not too bad.
My Cam's gonna get a 26. 26 in-game time.
Oh, and Cham just having some trouble collecting some gems. He's dropped almost 15 seconds to Groxu at this point. And now, right now, the race 3 at least is between Cameron and Groxu at the moment.
He's getting some extra gems.
Yeah. So Groxu does have the overall lead again, but Cameron's just behind him about a second now.
James going for the fly and skip.
He's trying to claw back as much time as he can. He got it.
That's gonna change the cycle. I don't know how.
Yeah, the cycle's off now. He might have to wait for the stairs. Unless he's really fast. Let's see if he can get it. Gotta flame the guy. Oh, nope. Oh, he still makes it. Nice.
Might be.
And he's now ahead of Groxu on stream just because of that fly and skip. Talk about a huge, huge time save there. Hey, Callum. Welcome to the race.
At least it's good to see all runners in the same level.
Yeah, on the same level, and you can see CameronVengenz and Groxu are pretty much side by side thanks to that fly and skip. Like they're literally side by side doing the same exact thing. This is absolutely amazing right now.
It's really satisfying to watch.
Oh my gosh!
Especially with the different colored Spyros.
Yeah, this is just woof.
Ooh, Cameron. He's
Cameron's
living
gonna be off
on
on a
the edge,
second a little
literally.
bit. Yeah. Wow. So it didn't really help CameronVengenz much in the loadless timer, but it did help him on stream. Wow, that was a lot of fun just for a moment. I don't know if he did the flying skip for swag more than anything else, because it didn't seem to actually save him any time.
Alpine is actually one of the levels where it saves time, but we usually don't do it because of the cycles. In 120 at least, I'm not sure about NBS. Same with high caves.
Oh, Cameron have to chase the thief.
Oh yeah, he missed the cliff
He
town
must have
one.
missed the thief, and this time he's just going to chase it. It's real unfortunate because he had the lead going into this level, but
Yeah. Oh, this reminds me of when we didn't have the strat for this thief in 120. Before Lackluster found the strat, which is just listening to the thief.
you can see there when I was talking about the animation skip earlier, where you have to be in the air to not collect it. You see what Cameron's got the egg collection animation because he wasn't in the air. So, not sure what Cameron was thinking. It might have just been faster to go get the thief he missed. Unless he missed more than one thief.
You missed the Clifftown thief, and that one is actually difficult if you miss him.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. I thought he went back. I thought he went back and get it, but maybe he didn't. Let's see.
Yeah, because that one just runs around the building, and you can really easily just bonk and lose him.
Right. I don't know, you'd think the backup would be the one behind the thing. Ooh, Groxu having some trouble with the thief. So, CameronVengenz cleanly picks up the thief from the last egg. Groxu takes a death. That is huge.
I don't know how that happened.
So CameronVengenz has just clawed it back, is now down 2 seconds. So this is tight again. Wow. Just absolutely intense this race is right now. You can see the rare thing where CameronVengenz is actually ahead on stream just because of the mistakes there.
This supercharge is not Cameron's best friend today. Or at least these wizards.
So we'll see here, they can have a clean flight. Clean crystal flight here is essential to maintaining where you are in the standings. Very nice by CameronVengenz. Keep forgetting that the M is silent. And Groxu as well. So, crazy tight between the two runners. And Cameron's still not that far behind.
Yeah, he might actually improve his time by like 2-3 minutes compared to the previous runs.
So 51 for chains right there. See what Groxu does.
51.2.
That's very important. Groxu 52.6, so very, very close. I think flight level definitely want to change his strengths, though. I know he does practice the ILs. So not much separating these two right now.
Being good at the flight levels is really important. Or at least
Oh, Cameron having trouble with the last plane again.
for the third time.
This time he just completely missed it. Didn't even glow. Ooh, having some trouble with the arch too. That's really going to throw off that last plane. You see Cameron was trying to dip down to the water to just get a little bit of speed. I mentioned this earlier, but the closer you are to the water, the faster Spyro flies. So, just kind of backfired on him a little bit. 2Chaimz and Groxu once again neck and neck here in Blowhard. Neck and neck on stream, neck and neck on the timer. Yeah, even with Cameron's mistakes there, 56, so still a very nice time.
Yeah, and we've actually got the Spyro 1 flight champion in the chat, like Luxor.
Right.
With all the KBM movement. I think they got all the flight world records, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I mean, they've both been practicing a lot. Like, Groxu and 2Chaimz have really come on the community in the last couple months. Like, this time last year, they weren't on the leaderboards.
Yeah, it's always nice to see new people.
So they're relatively newer to the community. They're very established now with their excellent times across multiple games at this point. But
yeah, if you would have told me like 1.5 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it. Also, I mean, like me having the times on the leaderboards I have, or being a mod. At the beginning, I was just like, I want to have I want to have a time on the boards in 120.
Well, 2Chaimz says he's 3 seconds behind his PB, so we'll see. It's definitely tight. 2Chaimz has time to comment in chat. Maybe trying to get in Groxu's head a little bit now. Entering Terrace Village side by side. Just a couple seconds between them.
And 5 gems apart.
So we'll see here. Terrace Village is definitely a level you can lose time to just by messing up your cycle here. You'll see him as he gets clawed. Floor's electrified. Good. Get the rocket. Got a couple gems. 2Chaimz just going to go for it. Nice job getting across the gap. Little auto hover. But, you know, the important part is you get across. See, Groxu tried the same. Just YOLOs it. Doesn't even set up. Very nice.
Yeah, he's playing on 30 FPS. Makes that jump pretty much free.
And Groxu, I think he's got... Let's see if he can get through the entire electric floor in one shot. Very nice on his cycles there. Didn't have to wait at all. So he timed that perfectly. So he's just going to make sure he collects all the gems nicely.
Yeah, it's also good
thought
to
about missing the
not
gem,
take
but only
damage.
2 gem miss there. Okay.
You don't really want to take damage in Beastmakers because of Misty Bog.
Yep. Really
Which
important.
can be quite
Really
painful.
important to take gold sparks in the Misty Bog. We'll see if Cameron can have the same luck here. He's had trouble with this gap jump the last 2 runs. So I'm looking for Cameron to get a clean jump across here. Yes, there we go.
That looked dangerous.
Looked dangerous, he did get it. So Cameron having a clean Terrace Village, finally. That's got to feel good. Especially the last 2 runs where that has just not worked out. Didn't quite beat the cycles, though. So he's going to have to wait on this one.
Right now being 2 seconds ahead.
Yep. All right. CameronVengenz and Groxu into wild flight. Very dangerous flight. They're going to be low to the water the entire time. And those archers are solid. They can knock you into the water when you go through them. I've had that happen to me many times, especially when the archer Groxu just went right through. Or just knocked Spyro out of the air. Looking good on the flight so far. We did see Groxu have a little bit of trouble with this last run, so opportunity here for him to get a little redemption on the flight. Very clean flight by CameronVengenz.
47.3.
See what Groxu's got. Oh, Groxu missed the plane again. Same plane he missed last time. Oof. That's huge.
Oh. Cameron casually opening Steam, or whatever that was.
I think he's got a Steam overlay, just kind of doing stuff. I think he's checking the clock and stuff. That's what it seems to be doing. So, we'll see if Cameron can have a nice, clean, wild flight. Cameron's still not... Has been slowly gaining a little bit of ground since that mishap with the thief.
Yeah, this run is looking pretty alright so far.
And saw them get the flying skips. Very nice. Groxu handling the hogs. So I'm just watching Cameron to see if he's improved his flight over Groxu and CameronVengenz. A little weird on the planes.
Oh, didn't make the turnaround.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Ooh.
He's got plenty of time to finish the flight. That just got a little weird there. Go ahead. Get the animation skip at the end, though. A little faster than Groxu. Not as fast as CameronVengenz.
He's just checking what his friends are doing for after the run. He's already got plans.
And CameronVengenz taking an intentional death. He didn't have any sparks here. So he's deciding the best thing to do is just take that intentional death to refill sparks. Only costs a second or two since the dragon's right there. Groxu's just going to go in it with the green sparks. So, risky on Groxu's part, but I think, you know, with the mistakes he's had, he has to take a little bit of risk. Knowing that, you know, CameronVengenz is probably close, if not doing very well. I'm not sure how much the runners are talking to each other in the runner room. So, we'll see where they're at. But I do know Groxu...
Maybe they're trash talking each other.
Well, we do know Groxu loves to talk in the runner's room. Like, we've known that from past races. He likes to know where everyone is. He likes to talk about what he's doing. You know, so... Very nice in both runners as they enter in treetops. Just a little over a second separating CameronVengenz and Groxu.
Those frogs,
So we'll see here. They had a little bit of trouble on the supercharged strats. So, you know, clean supercharging is what we're looking for here.
1 second difference, indeed. CameronVengenz gets the cutscene skip.
Yep. So we see CameronVengenz has taken the lead again on the stream, as well as actually has the lead. Cameron had to do the save quit just to refresh sparks from Misty Bog, so not a big deal. Cost a second or two.
I'm gonna have a quick look at my splits for this category to see at what kind of pace they're on.
Yeah. Sounds good. Ooh, Groxu had a little trouble with the chest. He's gonna have to open it manually with the key. But that's why they grabbed the key. Just in case, you know? That's gonna allow 2Chaimz to extend his lead here. He might get a couple
they're
seconds.
On high 32 pace, low 33.
Yeah.
So about
Yeah,
the
it hasn't
same
been
as last
mistake-free.
run.
We've seen them both make mistakes, but they're still running fairly clean. CameronVengenz gonna go ahead. That death that CameronVengenz took was intentional. Do not worry. Using that to death warp back to a different part of the level, so that he can jump across this gap.
Oh yeah. Fun fact. Originally that was a strat that I found for 80 Dragons when we were testing around with KBM. And then people were like, wait, we can use that in other categories.
Yeah, it used to be you go get that dragon first and then come back.
Yeah, but it takes really long to glide back to the other dragon.
Right. Oh, I get it. It's definitely faster now. So, unfortunately, Groxu's having to get the chest has cost him about 10 seconds. Trouble with the supercharging. And Cameron making steady progress here. He might even catch up to Groxu. That mistake.
Yeah, James definitely in the lead now.
Yep. We'll see
Like
here. If
17
Cameron
seconds.
finishes up clean, he's going to definitely get some time back. Very nice from Cam. But this is it. The race here is between CameronVengenz and Groxu as they're in Metalhead. CameronVengenz has got a decent lead now. Can he hold on to it?
It just needs to be more than 1 second faster than Groxu.
Yeah, it's essentially who finishes this race first. Like this, there's
Yeah,
no way. There's almost no way CameronVengenz could lose this race and then still win overall. Well, I mean, all right, Groxu could lose this race and then win overall.
It would be cool if they tied.
Yeah. Well, there's no way they could tie either, because in the tiebreaker goes to who wins the most races, and for them to tie, CameronVengenz would have to win again. And win by 1 second. And then he would have 2 wins to Groxu's 1. So, let's see how CameronVengenz deals with a Jank Man. He had to wait for... Oh, he has to wait a little bit. So, opportunity for Groxu here if he doesn't have to wait too much. For Jank Man. Do you know how Jank Man is? Oof. Unfortunate.
Yeah, the pylons all get red when Metalhead goes to his place.
Yep.
Oh, he's actually Sparksless now.
Yeah, so that's going to slow down Groxu a little bit. He took too much damage.
Yeah. He will most likely go for a chicken.
So he's
outside of
down
the
11 seconds. He's going to have to get some fodder somewhere.
Yeah, there's one right outside of Metalhead.
There's a couple outside Metalhead, and there's one at the beginning of Dreamweavers. So we'll see. Yep, he's going to go grab that. Because there'll be another fodder right at the beginning of Dreamweavers, too.
And he got the EBL, which we haven't really talked about yet today. The early balloonist load.
Oh. Yeah, it's such a small trick, and honestly, it's not that exciting. But he did get it, so...
Yeah. It's basically if you menu properly and fast enough while jumping at a balloonist, you save 2 seconds loadless each time.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something that Bobby and I back in the day accidentally found. which it was in NBS actually.
But hey, 2 seconds is 2 seconds when you're neck and neck with CameronVengenz. So
yeah.
And Grox is going to save some time because he doesn't take the whirlwind. He jumps across the gap there.
That is still such a risky jump.
It is. But you know Grox is going to take all the risky strats. So there's no way he's ever going to play it safe. Doubly so that he knows that he needs, to win this race outright, basically. To win the event. All right, still just about 11 seconds between these two runners.
There's still a lot that can happen.
And definitely, we'll see Icy Flight. They both need a clean flight here. There's no doubt about it. They're both running out of level. Like, you have to play clean the rest of the way. Let's see, we are close. We're only a couple minutes away from the end of this race. So let's get excited.
So far it looks like CameronVengenz can still get a 32, but I'm not sure about Groxu. But he can still get a low 33.
We'll see. They are definitely close here. Ooh. CameronVengenz went for the animation skip. Did he get it? He got it. That's a risky thing to do there.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that one.
Ooh.
Because I accidentally killed my 120 run with that by mismenuing.
Wow. What a risky move there from CameronVengenz in this race. So if you caught that, what he did is, as he flamed the final enemy, he quit the level. So he skipped the fly up animation. He skipped the whole, summary animation. And just straight up quit to the game. Yeah. And he got all the gems, despite it telling him he only got 240.
That's a frame perfect trick, though.
It is. What a ballsy play to try to win this race. Like, I don't know how much CameronVengenz is paying attention to his other runners, if he knows where he is compared to Groxu. But that was a ballsy play there. See if he gets across. That was very risky too. He kind of that timer there, like, because you only let the platform go up once. You gotta click the gems. You gotta get across the back before it goes down. So tight. So here, CameronVengenz, go ahead, take on Jox. If you're looking at CameronVengenz, we're going to show you that this island is not real. It's just not real.
The island is a lie.
Very nice for CameronVengenz. Is he going to come up, collect these gems? We'll see where he's at. That was a huge...
30 or 8.
That was a huge move on that menu there. I think it's going to pay off because he only had about 11-second lead, but now he's longer.
He needs the 5 gem.
Up to 16 seconds.
For comparison, my 3203 PB leaves Dreamweavers at 2942. So
Green Soul just dunking on the runners.
He might be on. He might be close to his PB actually.
We'll see what happens. We are getting here, so we're at the point where it's, for both these runners, where it's just about getting to the vortexes. You can see Cameron's a little under gems, so he has to collect some extra gems there.
He's still gonna get a decent time. He's gonna redeem himself.
Yep. Cameron's on a good pace. I think he's definitely on 33 pace still. Maybe like a high 33. Unless he starts showing off 120 again.
Well, it's a better category. Just
All right,
objectively.
both runners entering North Cove side by side. This is exciting. They're going to make a risky jump right around the corner here. Out of bounds. CameronVengenz nails it nicely. You can see CameronVengenz just doing some blind movement. Looking for first try. Wall glide.
Oh,
CameronVengenz did not get it.
turned early.
Let's see if
Second
Groxu can get a first try. That'll get him some time back if he can. Oh, Groxu, the first time this race having trouble with the wall glide. He was perfect the last 2 races.
He was holding right.
But still, he actually did get some time back.
I think the trick is tapping right twice.
Yeah. Because CameronVengenz had trouble getting on the rock and then with the wall glide. So he actually got a couple seconds back.
12 seconds.
Yep. So we did get 4 seconds back on that. So we'll see here. It comes down to just these small little adjustments here. CameronVengenz going with a blue sparks is a very risky thing too, because you can land in the water out here. You have to do that instead. But Groxu has a green spark, so he's got to be perfect or he's done. Oof. You can see why having sparks is important. CameronVengenz going for it. See how Groxu does here. Groxu just going to go straight for the bridge. Very nice.
Did anyone
Getting
in this
both
run...
rats. Say bye to Cletus, the greatest dragon of all.
Did anyone free him today accidentally?
No, no one freed Cletus today. At least not there. We do free Cletus and Beastmakers, though. All right, into the Nork. Nasty Nork's little world there. Groxu trying to get the flying skip. Didn't get it. So this is it if CameronVengenz can keep this up and not have to chase Nork twice, not have any problem with thieves. Let's see what he can accomplish here.
Maybe a second thief might cause problems.
We'll see.
That
You
one.
see the fly-in skip costing, wow, 6, 7, 8 seconds not getting the fly-in skip.
It's 7 point something.
Yeah. I'm counting manually. Come on, CameronVengenz, get the thief, get the thief. There's the key.
That's a nice flame turnaround.
CameronVengenz has just got one more thing to do, and that's not to bonk on the wall. Oh. So we're watching CameronVengenz, Groxu right behind him. On stream, on the timer. CameronVengenz gets a clean transfer on that wall.
CameronVengenz is really close to his PB. He's got a 27.
He's not going to get it, but see if he improves upon his time here.
He's gonna miss it by like 14 seconds.
Yep. See, CameronVengenz coming in. Just got to make sure he doesn't fall off a platform. 1, 2, and 2Chaimz is your winner of the Spyro 1 any% NBS 3-way race. Congratulations, 2Chaimz.
GG for CameronVengenz.
Big win there, emphatically
And
improving
GG for
upon it last
Groxu.
time. Groxu 32.57. What a race. And we're going to see here CameronVengenz should be finishing with a high 33. Maybe a mid 33. Oh, Cam doing the 120 route. Anyway. Even though it's not worked from the last time. Let's go, CameronVengenz. Let's see if we can get it on the first try.
Can we have some hype in chat for
Some
Cameron's
hype in chat for
flexing?
CameronVengenz to get this 120.
He's just too good for NBS.
We're just looking for it. Come on, come on, come on. There it is. Cam
Right.
gets it. Yeah, Cam's just practicing the 120 route.
He's just demonstrating that 120 is clearly a superior category.
Here we go, Cameron. Best time of the day for him, 33.37. Nice
36.
job, to all of the runners.
GG
But
to
2Chaimz is your winner.
Woof. One event. Jeez.
What an event.
2Chaimz did really well there, honestly. Really impressed with him getting
He
even
won by
better time.
46 seconds.
Was it that much?
Yeah, it was less than a minute.
Oh, I'm gonna total up the times right now.
I think it's like 9 seconds between him and Groxu, right?
It's very close. I'm just doing it real quick.
Wait, I thought one of them had a 33. I'm just
It is. I'm doing it right now. All right, Cameron is not going to join us for the post-game commentary because he feels very bad. But Groxu finishes with a total time of 99 minutes and 45 seconds, and 2Chaimz finishes with a total time of 99 minutes and 33 seconds. So just 12 seconds separating them overall. And I'll do the math on Cameron's in a moment. Let's see, 37. What was he? He was 33, right? Cameron?
Yes.
So I'm going to put it in chat right now, and Cameron finishes with a total time of 103 minutes and 59 seconds. So there's your final times.
Sub 100.
Yeah. Sub 100.
That sounds like a good time.
I think it's a great time. So we should be able to get 2Chaimz and Groxu into our room in a moment to give them the chance to talk about the race. And thank you so much to Cameron. He is unfortunately battling the elements and had to go. But there is your race.
Mm-hmm. That was a
three races in 12 seconds separating the top two runners there. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was a really good race. Honestly, I'm really impressed with the runners. Sadly, Cam having not having a great time physically with the with his vaccine, but I think he still did really well. He still did really well. I'm pretty happy with him.
Well,
especially towards the end.
Yeah, it's hard to do an event while feeling like death, so gotta give him a lot of credit for that one.
All right, let's get the runners in here to do a little post-game chat before everyone from chat leaves. Stick around if you want to hear from 2Chaimz and Groxu.
Didn't know you were on the show, T-Bone. Fair enough. We'll bring him in. We'll bring him in. There we go. Nah, I'm messing. Don't worry. Welcome, runners.
You press the buttons, monkey.
Welcome, guys. How are we feeling for the race then? Chaimz, we'll start with you. Congrats on the win.
Thanks. Feeling pretty okay. First run was not very good. A lot of major mistakes, but the second and third run, I was happy that I got some 32s. So, yeah.
Groxu, how you feeling as well?
Okay. I mean, it's cool, I guess. What can I say? Like the first race, I basically I went for the fucking Nork one cycle, and I had to like chase after him anyway, so I lost 20 seconds. So whatever, I don't mind.
Oof. I mean, even with that, still very, very close in all three races, which was really impressive to watch.
Yeah, I don't really like being super serious about those events. It's mostly for fun for me. So it seems like every time, well, not every time, but always when I'm in chat with Cam, for example, we're always just having a banter, having fun and stuff like that. So yeah, this is mostly why I'm doing this. It's like spending time with cool people is always great, like racing against them and stuff. But honestly, I just yeah, I don't really find that find the fact that I had worse time or something bad, because yeah, it's not something like super serious for me right now.
I mean, that's fair enough. Even with that, you all of you still put on a really good show, so we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sub 100 on the race.
Sub 100, love it.
That's the
Yeah.
goal.
Like every time there's one of these events and I have a real possibility of it being, I try to do that just for the I don't know, like advertisement or whatever. So that's mostly what I was aiming for. But like as a pure spirit of competition, I don't really find that during those races. So it's just how I approach that.
Mm-hmm. Well, fair enough. I want to say thank you guys on commentary and the runners for the show today. It was a good watch.
Can you give us some more hype for next week, Logic, as to what's going on?
Oh yeah, so
Here we go.
Basically, the affiliation process should be done. I'm gonna crack on with that tonight, and we should have hopefully, if everything goes well, we should have an emote, channel points and all that ready for next week. And we're gonna set this up with the crash runners. There is a possibility that we do have a special event. I was gonna say rent, but we have a special event, a category that isn't on the leaderboards, and it was an idea talked about by Macrody, and we can discuss that and maybe get something going. If not, we're still gonna have a really cool category to show off. So I'm looking forward to that.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I appreciate. I wish we had a Cameron here as well for his side, but obviously he's gone and knocked out. Don't blame him. But yeah, Green and T-Bone, we'll start with Green. Do you want to give yourself a shout out? How did you feel about everything today?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me on. Even though I do not really commentate that often. I was a bit nervous, especially during the first race. Yeah, the runs were overall nice to watch. So it was really cool to see them being close to their PBs sometimes, especially with those 32s. Yeah, it was cool.
Well, thank you, Green. And then T-Bone, if you want to give yourself a shout out, and how do you feel about everything today?
Yeah, on Twitch, T-Bone is live. I don't stream much or race much anymore, but it's there. As far as my own shout out. But this is awesome. I love doing the commentary for these events. I have done quite a few of these races, and it's always a joy to commentate with my friends, to watch my friends run and do awesome things with this game. We've done a lot, I think, especially with this channel, to kind of build the community up and to make our community even closer than it has been. I wouldn't be a speedrunner, I don't think, if the community wasn't so welcoming, wasn't so awesome. So, if you're out there and you're watching these things and you're thinking, man, do I want to try this? The answer is yes. If you want to try it, come on in. These runners, the top runners will help you. Like, that was an amazing thing for me. For the top runner, was like Zik at the time when I joined the community. And like, he offered lots of advice, lots of resources. And Dr. House too has been a big part of my running as well. Bobby, Kat as well. So all the top runners now, like, it's not one of those communities where the top runners will look down on new runners, like, will lift you up. I'm not a very good runner. My leaderboards are all mid-table times, but I'm still here because of how awesome the community is. So, if you're on the fringes of our community, if you're a runner from a different community and you're just kind of checking us out, like, join us, join the Discord. I don't know if there's a Discord command or a link that you can throw in the chat, but
the Discord
Spyro
is below, yeah.
Yeah, for Spyro, join the Discord. If you want to run this game, we're all around to help you. Console, PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox, it doesn't matter. Cell phone, OG even. We have an OG community as well on the Discord, so it's great. So
yeah, the community is really nice.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be around by this point if that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
That was really well put. T-Bone, I got to give respect for that. It's true as well. I think everyone in the commentary room and just in the community in general would agree with that statement and back it wholeheartedly. So I appreciate all the effort for today, guys. Honestly, again, T-Bone, great speech right at the end there. Love that. Yeah, appreciate all the love today.